This is Brownsburg Varsity Football on AudioSportsOnline.com and XRBRadio.com. Hello again, everybody. Rob Kendall is my name. Our play-by-play voice of the Bulldogs, Troy Weimer, will be with us shortly, as will Chris Worley. In just a moment. Before we do, we welcome everybody in tonight to Brownsburg High School, where the Bulldogs, with a record of 3-2, will play host to the Westfield Shamrocks, also with a record of 3-2. Bulldogs last week fell on the road at Fishers. The Shamrocks victorious at Hamilton Southeastern. Before we turn our broadcast over to tonight's play-by-play commentator Troy Weimer, we remind you that if you are listening on XRB Radio 1610 AM, we'll have our video feed up tonight again on AudioSportsOnline.com. So if you care to check out the video feed, if you're listening, you can listen or watch the broadcast all night long on AudioSportsOnline.com. And with that, we turn it over to the voice of the Bulldogs, Troy Weimer. Troy?
Thank you, Rob. And as always, Chris, it's good to be back in the booth with you tonight. We thank everybody for joining us tonight, whether you're coming to us on XRBRadio.com or 1610 AM, or you're watching the video feed on AudioSportsOnline.com, our video along with our voices. Tonight is a very special night in the high school football around the state of Indiana, not just in the Hoosier Crossroads Conference, but it's homecoming. And we have gone through a whiteout, Chris and Rob, for the opening game against Pike. That was on the road, a red out a couple of weeks ago to raise money for Riley Hospital for Children. And tonight, all purple everywhere, as it has been throughout the day. We even have a drone flying over the stadium for some experimental purposes. I think it's pretty interesting. The house will be packed tonight. The players will be charged up. And as Rob said, the Bulldogs come into this game tonight with a 3-2 record. They'll be facing the Westfield Shamrocks from up in Hamilton County. Also have a 3-2 record in the conference. That puts Brownsburg in fifth place in the conference, and Westfield is in third. Westfield, by virtue of having a 2-1 record in the conference, both teams are 3-2. You're listening to Brownsburg Varsity Football at XRBRadio.com and XRB Radio 1610 AM. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by McDonald's, Nelson Jewelers, Northfield Self-Storage, Panuni's Pizza, Pete Fay, your State Farm agent in Brownsburg, the Payroll Department, Westside Plumbing, Ivy Tech, and Hendricks Regional Health. Well, Chris, it's good to be back in the booth with you, and you and Rob as well. And we've got an intriguing matchup between two 3-2 teams. The bottom line is the Brownsburg Bulldogs have played some really good football this year, and went up to Fishers last week and had some trouble with the Tigers, who really made a statement the week before that against Hamilton Southeastern. That's a good football team up there. Where do you put this team at coming in tonight's game against the Shamrocks?
Well, in need of a win. Last week, really no disgrace. I think Fishers may be the best team in the conference as they outscored the Bulldogs 28-0 in the second half. But we're going to have our national anthem right here now, so we'll pause for a minute.
Excellent rendition of the national anthem, the Star Spangled Banner, by the Boys and Girls Choir from Brownsburg High School. The home side is packed and even overflowing a bit. It will be here by game time. The visitor side is starting to fill in a little bit over there as they sit in the sunshine on that side of the stadium. The Bulldogs are in the locker room, as are the Shamrocks. And, Chris, you were going to talk about coming into this game. Both teams are 3-2, and just kind of where the Bulldogs are at this point in the season.
Yeah, 3-2. Of course, Bulldogs have found a new offense this year, and it's been productive. Coming into this game, and we'll go over the keys to the game in just a second, but defense has been a problem. Now, Fishers, certainly with their fine running back, Maurice Campbell, scored big time against Brownsburg. Of course, Brownsburg gave up quite a bit of points to Pike, but that is a concern of the coaches now. When we asked Coach when we asked Coach Comer about one area he would like to see the most improvement in or what area needs to be fixed yesterday, he said right away, well, it's the defense. He doesn't want to point fingers at just the defense. He wants the offense, of course, to keep the ball, move the ball, which they can do. But, yep, the defense is going to be the spotlight of this game for Brownsburg. They need to hold Westfield down a bit in this game, Troy. But a big homecoming game. Coach talked about that there's been activity here on campus all week. A parade today, of course, just before the game. The players have done a lot for homecoming. They've had a pep rally today at different schools. Some of the team members traveled to one of the elementary schools in town here, I forget which one, for a pep rally there. So a lot of activities. It's been a full week of activity, but coaches have assured us that when it comes game time, the Bulldogs will be strapped down, ready to go, and their mind will be just on this big game with Westfield.
The Bulldogs, of course, are led by their star running back, number 24, Toksak Rabadi. He will start at running back tonight, of course, and go along with quarterback number 15, Hunter Johnson, the sophomore. And we really saw that battle a couple of weeks ago against Avon. The Orioles came in here. It was a great football game to be a part of, a great football game to call. And Akram Rabadi had a little bit of trouble getting going in the first half there. How did he match up last week? And talk about that performance against Fishers, against the Tigers up in Fishers last week, Chris.
Well, he had over 100 yards, but it wasn't a big-time game. He broke a couple runs, but Fishers' defense kind of held him down. Now, right now, Tokes has 940 yards total just through 5 games, so well on his way to 1,000. Should get 1,500 or so, and he has 11 touchdowns. Hunter Johnson, effective last week, he's throwing a completion rate of just over 60%. Averaging 150 yards a game about, and has 5 touchdown passes. So between those two, nobody else is really going to run the ball much other than Tokes, Troy. But really, he's all you need. He's doing well. He's setting up his blockers. He's been fantastic. But they're going to have to do both run and pass tonight to get by this tough Westfield team, who's, yes, is a 5A school, Brownsburg 6A, but Westfield is a 5A team, went all the way to the state championship game last year in 5A and lost to Cathedral.
All right, guys, let's get to the important question here. It is homecoming at Brownsburg High School.
Yeah.
Were either one of you homecoming king?
Court.
You were in the court. Mm-hmm. And that was what? That was Perry Meridian?
Perry Meridian, 1990. Senior.
No chance for me.
No chance.
No chance.
Nope, nothing. I didn't get it either. So the best we did was court.
Yes.
Okay.
Right.
Who did you lose to? Do you remember?
Wow.
Was it a fair vote? I mean,
that was very fair. Yeah, it was very fair.
Okay.
I lost to a football player. The baseball guys didn't have a chance.
So, but you were a basketball guy too.
Well, yeah, but the football, basketball is like they didn't have a chance.
But of course, Troy's claim to fame is he infamously once guarded Damon Bailey.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow, big.
Anyway, I just totally killed the momentum of the broadcast there, but it was homecoming, so I wanted to point that out.
I didn't guard him very well.
That we will look on with envious eyes from the homecoming king and queen announcement tonight.
One of the football players is nominated for king here tonight, and he asked the coach, he said, "Can I ride in the parade?" Coach Culver said, "No, you're not riding in the parade." And he was assured that if he should win the title, he will be allowed to come out, get his crown, kiss the girl, but then right back to the locker room.
Well, we hope that that's a happy locker room that he'll be going back to at halftime. And we kind of saw in the last couple of weeks, especially in that Avon game, a little bit of a coming out party. Chris, for number 17, the wide receiver Tyler Kurtz, made a dramatic catch in the southeast corner of the end zone, diving play to really kind of cement that victory against the Orioles. And him, along with Clint Fink, and that's become a nice connection between those two and Hunter Johnson, the quarterback.
Sure has. Tyler's really developed. He worked on his game. Didn't play much receiver at all last year, but he certainly is now. He leads the receiving yardage for the team, 304 yards. Bulldogs have thrown for 5 touchdowns. Tyler Kurtz has caught 4 of those. Vincent Lisman the other. And Cam Davis, number 80, had a good game last week as a senior. He had receptions now. He's like second on the team in reception. So passing attack good. It's going to have to be effective here tonight, though, Troy. Brownsburg needs to keep that ball. I got his time of possession, one of the keys here. Keep the ball away from Westfield. And that also gives your defense a rest. And, with Tokes running and that short pass game, they should be able to win the time of possession battle, which I think they're going to need to do here tonight, Troy.
Hey, let's take a quick second to thank Brownsburg High School Athletic Director Kelly Wagner, her wonderful staff, for taking care of us as always. I also want to thank Dr. Jim Snap, Superintendent of Brownsburg High School, or Brownsburg School Corporation. So thank you to them for setting it up and making everything possible so that we can bring you Brownsburg varsity football on xrbradio.com and our video feed on Audio Sports Online.
Well, you mentioned their number 80, Cameron Davis, Chris. And one of the things you've seen, he's got some real athletic ability, able to catch the ball. He's shown some speed. But you really only see him in kind of that three-receiver formation. He kind of runs the slot receiver a little bit there. We don't quite see him enough. And it'd be interesting to see as Hunter Johnson's passing game really kind of matures along with his athletic maturity. He's only a sophomore and so forth. If you start to see them, Brownsburg even move to throwing the ball even more than they do now. Of course, they've got Akim Rabadi in the backfield, which is kind of their go-to on offense.
And you're going to give him his carries per game. You know, he's going to get 20, 25, maybe even 30 carries a game. But coaches told us this week that they feel Hunter keeps developing. He's only a sophomore. You got to remember that. But he's shown so much already. But they feel he's getting more and more confident each week. So I think you will see him spread the ball around to a couple different receivers. One other key to the game I had, besides Brownsburg defense, I think Brownsburg defense holds Westfield to 20 points or under. Bulldogs will win this game. Also, Westfield, they have a big kick return and punt return game. They are averaging, they have over 450 yards in 5 games, just in kick returns and punt returns. We'll see him tonight. Young Mr. Karsnick has 257 yards of just kickoff returns already, so they're going to be dangerous back there with their athletes, Troy.
Well, the Bulldogs are out of the locker room, and they're pulling a Lou Holtz Notre Dame coming out and warming up in their purple jerseys and their white pants. And I did actually notice as I was coming in that all of the players had on black socks, which was interesting. Now they come out of the locker room, and the Bulldogs will be in all black tonight, Chris, on this warm evening with the purple numbers with the white outlines and their traditional purple helmets with the white dogs in the script on either side. So it'll change it up now for the Bulldogs.
This could be legendary. It could be the night a new tradition is formed, like for the big game.
Yep. Homecoming black.
And
of course, that never worked out well for the Irish.
It never seems like they win since Joe Montana's been there when they wear the green.
Yes.
Right, that never worked.
Theismann may have been the last one. Maybe Montana. I don't know if he won in the green or not, but
they may have actually never won in green.
That could be possible.
It could be a legend that they actually won a game in green.
That could be possible. The Bulldogs have come out of the locker room. They're approaching the inflatable tunnel in the south end of the end zone. The locker room's on the south end. The field sits north to south here on the campus of Brownsburg High School along Odell Street in beautiful and sunny, pleasant Brownsburg, Indiana today. Sold-out crowd on the home side. It'll be packed, well over 4,000 in the home attendance. And a number of Westfield fans are starting to filter in on the visitors' side as well. I was wondering if tonight, because of the homecoming festivities, if the home crowd might filter over to the side. And here come the Bulldogs on the field. Much praise from the home side fans. It is homecoming 2014, a parade before the game that was attended very well, as it usually is here in Brownsburg. Again, the Bulldogs tonight will be in all black jerseys, white outline with purple numbers, purple helmets, the white stripe down the middle with the white dog script on either side. And here come the Westfield Shamrocks on the visitor side out of the locker room. Shamrocks will be in their gold helmets, their white tops and pants, green numbers, green sleeves, with the Rocks emblem and the clover on their helmet.
Now, did either one of you catch candy at the parade?
No,
I did not. I didn't watch. I was just trying to waiting to get in here and to get in here early. And
I did see some of the floats. They look nice. Kind of a surfing Hawaii Island theme for this year's homecoming. Each of the class had a different float in the parade. I'm surprised Mr. Rob Kendall was not asked to ride on one of those floats, but the kids took over there and did a good job.
Well, obviously a clerical error on someone's part. We're
going
to get to the bottom of it.
One of the things I noticed, Chris, in the pregame is number 50, Bryce Toll, is really fired up for this game. He's been a key to some defensive success. The 6'2", 240-pound senior outside linebacker for the Bulldogs. This is his last homecoming, and we look forward to seeing him kind of running all over the field tonight as well.
Yeah, and Bryce plays both ways, offensive line and defensive line. Coach did talk about him this week. Bryce Toll has done a good job. He's kind of a leader on the offensive line. Usually you like your center to do that, and Owen Gilbert has done a good job of that too. But, Bryce, he's the only 3-year starter, I believe, on offensive line. So he's taken over a leadership role, and you're right, Troy. You can see him out there fired up as captains Brad Geilinger, Clint Fink, And I believe that is, number 8, Josh Pierce out
Josh
there as
Pierce.
captains for Bulldog.
So the teams will meet at midfield. This will be for the coin toss. Westfield comes out with their captains as well.
Yeah, Jackson Garrett out there, one of their captains, and their kicker, their place kicker, Nick Dowd, who's a senior, does a good job. He's one of their captains also. And the number 34 is Matt Krupa for Westfield captains.
I also believe the non-uniform member out there is Nick Henderson, I would assume, as coming out as one of the honorary captains for the team.
Yeah, one of their
For
wide
Westfield.
receivers injured tonight.
Now, did you believe in a strategy for the coin toss? Like always go with heads, always go with tails? I mean, is there sort of science?
I think the science would suggest if you always pick the same one that you'll win more often. Because there's only one set of variables, right?
Right.
Yeah.
We're doing math on the air here.
No, we are. Well, unfortunately for all you listeners, the clock is set at 12 minutes, and we will be kicking off shortly here. The Bulldogs will come to the sideline. They will be fired up. And since we were doing math, Chris, unless you saw it, I missed the coin toss. So
I think Westfield's going to kick to Brownsburg.
Westfield won the toss. They have deferred to the second half. They will receive to start the second half, and they will kick off to the Bulldogs. It appears the Bulldogs will be receiving the kick in the south end zone. Their offense will be moving from south to north or right to left on your dial. Shamrocks will be kicking from north to south or left to right.
A special thanks again to Shane Ray back in the XRB radio studios, potting us up tonight. And if you are listening on xrbradio.com, don't forget we've got a video feed to go along with tonight's audio broadcast on Audio Sports Online. All you can do is head over there, find the Brownsburg page, and you can watch tonight's broadcast, though we will not subject you to any camera time for any of the three announcers.
Isaiah O'Neill and Vincent Lisbon are back to receive the kick deep for the Bulldogs.
We also do, if you're watching the video feed, want to point out we are in the press box. The way this press box is set up, Dr. Snap and I were talking about this today, that occasionally you will see a side of the window as we get towards the end zone. So if you see that, there's nothing we can do about it.
Nick Dowd is the kicker, number 9 for the Shamrocks. The crowd on its feet, the student section, along with the entire home side of the stands, is packed tonight, and they are rowdy, and Dowd lifts it deep, and it will be a touchback, and the Bulldogs will take over at their own 20 to start the first quarter. Beautiful night for football.
Boy, it really is. Sun out, trees starting to turn across the way, but just barely, and this feels like summertime right now.
I'm looking forward to we'll be at Indiana tomorrow for the Hoosiers and the Maryland Terrapins, Maryland's first Big Ten game.
Boy,
They come into Bloomington.
You were going nutso, I bet.
Crazy, but
Missouri last week.
But it makes the Bowling Green loss sting more.
But look at it this way: we thought they were going to be 2-1.
That's exactly. Oh yeah, that's right. That's what I said earlier. Bulldogs come out of the huddle. Hunter Johnson, the quarterback, will be in the shotgun. Akim Rabadi is the lone back. No wide receivers out. Handoff goes to Tokes. He cuts outside, and he's met at the line of scrimmage and dropped. It'll be for no gain, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10 for the Bulldogs to start things here in the first quarter.
A host of Westfield tacklers in on that play against Tokes there. Jackson Garrett, that from the linebacker position, led the way.
Bulldogs really struggled to run the football last week at Fishers. Didn't get a lot of push in that interior line, and so if they're going to do well tonight, they've got to move the Westfield bigs.
Tyler Kurtz and Devontae Allen have checked into the game. They are the wide receivers to the near side. Hunter Johnson out of the shotgun, and he's going to pass. Throw goes over the middle. It's complete to Kurtz, and enough for the first down for the Bulldogs across the 30 to the 32-yard line. 1st and 10, Brownsburg.
Boy, nice pass by Hunter. He had time in the pocket, showed his good fundamentals there, and delivered a strike to Tyler Kurtz for a Bulldog first down.
If you remember, guys, 2 weeks ago against Avon put the extra guys up in the box to stop Tokes.
Yeah.
That's exactly what they did all game long, those short passes.
Yep. And that worked against Avon, too.
Akim Rabadi was only able to get off a big run in the fourth quarter there when everybody was kind of tired, and he broke a big run, 68 yards for a touchdown in the fourth quarter. Johnson takes the snap, hands off to Akim Rabadi, and a host of Westfield defenders are going to bring him down. No, he's going to get away, but now he's down in the backfield. That's a loss of about 7 on the play as he goes out of bounds at the 25. The line of scrimmage was the 32. So that'll bring up 2nd and about 17 for the Bulldogs.
Senior linebacker Stan Mattingly for Westfield led the charge there, and as Troy said, they got good penetration on the right side of Brownsburg's line, got in there and pushed Tokes backward.
They're going to call it 2nd and 16, I believe, from the 26.
Crowd still filing in here.
Johnson out of the shotgun. 3 wide receivers to the near side, 1 to the far. And he's going to throw it, going downfield to Kurtz, and it's completed midfield. He stays in bounds, knocked out of bounds at about the 42-yard. Oh, they're going to say he went out of bounds at the 40, at the 48. It's across midfield. It's enough for the first down. Still a nice gain on the play. Beautiful pass there by Hunter Johnson. The timing pattern to Tyler Kurtz.
Sure was, and a good catch by Tyler over his head, over his shoulder, brought it in. Kind of danced down the sideline there, but they ruled he was out of bounds. Good yardage, 2 for 2 passing on this first possession for Hunter Johnson and the Bulldogs.
Johnson out of the shotgun. 2 wide receivers at the far side. The handoff goes to Akinrobody. Stiff arms a defender, and he gets him by his shirt tail and drops him for a short gain, maybe 1 on the play. In the early going, Akinrobody having trouble getting through, and that defensive line for the Bulldogs having trouble making holes.
He is, and Jackson Garrett, an active linebacker for Westfield already.
You see this a lot of times in the NFL, guys, and we've seen it with Tokes early on. Plug. Don't get discouraged.
Yeah.
Keep going back because that run threat is what sets up the pass.
Rob, you've seen some football games in your time, a lot of Bears games.
I have seen a lot of bad quarterbacking in my day.
We'll talk about the Bears later because what's going on there. Some good stuff going on in Chicago. Johnson out of the shotgun. Akinrobody is the offset back. He's going to block. Johnson's going to throw. It's complete across the middle to the 40. And down to the 35 to the 34-yard line. That's to Carson Gill, number 5, the sophomore wide receiver, actually listed as a running back. Set up in the wide receiver slot, enough for a first down, a big gain on the play for the Bulldogs.
That may have been Carson Gill's first reception of the year. I think it was. So a little surprise wrinkle there for Brownsburg offense. Carson just broke across the middle, and Hunter Johnson was able to find him open. And a good few yards after the catch for Carson Gill.
9:45 in the first quarter, 1st and 10 from the Bulldogs. Handoff goes to Akinrobody. He is across the 35 and dropped again. No gain on the play.
If you'll notice, guys, Westfield in that 52 there, they've got 5 guys on the line of scrimmage, and that's why the middle of the field was open on that last play. They've only got 2 linebackers dropping back into coverage on those pass plays.
We talked about him in the a little bit before we went on the air, but number 50 for Westfield, Ryan, it's either Pape or Pepe. I'm going to mispronounce his name. I'll figure it out in a second. He's a senior. He's 6 foot. He weighs 248 and is a defensive presence for the Shamrocks. Johnson takes it out of the snap, throws it, and it's nicely defended. I thought that might be tipped or picked off. It was not. Kurtz hauls it in for a short gain. He's out of bounds at about the 31-yard line.
Boy, Hunter Johnson, 4 out of 4 passing now. Good mix of run and pass. They've alternated between that every play. Run, pass, run, pass, run, pass.
It's some tremendous play calling so far by the Bulldogs. Westfield showing a different look with just 4 down linemen that time.
Johnson out of the shotgun. Akinrobody's the lone back. 3rd and 6 from the 30, from the Shamrock 30. Johnson takes a snap. He's going to throw. He's under a lot of pressure. Rolls to his right. Looking. Pass is complete and caught. And enough for the first down. He holds onto the ball after taking a big hit. And that was Devontae Allen, I believe, on the reception. It was number 21, Devontae Allen with the catch. And a first down again for the Bulldogs. And Brownsburg continues to march down the field.
Yeah, Hunter had pressure up the middle there, and he just rolled a little bit to his right. Shows he can throw on the run, do a strike over the middle for the completion.
Zach Eccles came on a blitz for Westfield that time from the defensive back position, and that left the middle of the field wide open.
First down and 10 for the Bulldogs. Johnson and everybody moved there. It's probably going to be a procedure penalty against the Bulldogs. We'll see. It is. And that will set them back. So it'll be 1st and 15 for Brownsburg.
It was kind of funny at the end of that play. Eccles put his hand, smacked his helmet with both of his hands because he was literally split second away from having a huge sack, and it ended up being a big pass play.
So it'll be 1st and 15 from the 22. That's not correct. It'll be the 27-yard line, sorry. 27-yard line of the Shamrocks. Johnson out of the shotgun. Akinrobody is the lone back. Blown back. 1 receiver set. Johnson rolls to his left, throwing to the end zone, and overthrows Kurtz. And that'll bring up 2nd down. It'll remain 2nd and 15 from the 27 for Brownsburg.
Yeah, overthrew his receiver there. That's his first incompletion. Now 5 out of 6 on this first possession passing for sophomore Hunter Johnson. Beautiful blue sky here. We still got plenty of daylight left. Boy, these fans, they filled these stands on this side. I don't see many seats left at all.
And even the visitor side has started to fill up a little bit. The middle section's full.
Sheriff Galloway, I'm sure, in the crowd, don't you think, Rob?
Oh, he's
But of course,
number one fan.
Achenbody is the lone back. In there also as offset back is Carson Gill. Johnson takes the snap. It goes to Achenbody. No, Johnson keeps it, and he is flattened for the sack. Pretty big loss on the play. He's down at about the 32-yard line of the Shamrocks, and the Bulldogs are going the wrong way.
We might see this week Hunter try to run a little bit more out of a passing formation or out of the shotgun formation. Not been successful doing that, but maybe a surprise look. Might look tonight for Hunter trying to run out of that passing or shotgun formation as he tried to there. Just Westfield defense had it covered.
3rd and 20 from the 32-yard line of the Shamrocks, and the Bulldogs need a first down. Impressive drive up until this 4-down set. Johnson's going to pass, sets back, nice protection. He overthrows his wide receiver, and looking for a flag on the play is number 4, Vincent Lisman, who the pass was intended to. It looks like he might have been held there, Chris and Rob, as well.
Well, the NFL really cracked down on the contact in the secondary this year. It's so hard for those officials to watch that, not as trained. The eyes are a little different, and you're trying to watch a lot of their stuff at the high school level, so you don't get as many illegal contact calls. In fact, you very rarely ever see an illegal contact in high school football in the defensive secondary.
Well, it looks like they're going to go for it here. Jose Hacker this year, the fine Brownsburg senior kicker, is 4 out of 4 from field goal range with a long of 42, but they're going to keep him on the sidelines here.
Achenbody and Devontae Allen in the backfield. Johnson out of the shotgun, takes the snap, looking, throws it over the middle. It is tipped. No flag on the play. The pass was intended for number 82, Isaiah O'Neal. It is incomplete. I'm sorry, it was intended for number 80, Cameron Davis, who we talked a little bit about in the pregame. And that will be the change of possession. The Shamrocks will take over 1st and 10 on their side of the field. You're listening to Brownsburg Bulldogs football on XRBradio.com, 1610 a.m. Radio Brownsburg.
Stop in any Brownsburg or Avon McDonald's and try one of their $2 tasty specials, the jalapeno burger or triple cheeseburger. We're going to go back to action here. We'll get to McDonald's in just a second.
Quick transition there by the Shamrocks. We'll get an ad in, then we'll talk about the starting lineup on the offense for Westfield.
Well, they're right back to the line of scrimmage.
They are. Well, we'll wait. We'll have a pause in the action here eventually.
Hey, go to McDonald's. They got a lot of great specials.
They got a lot of great food. Snap goes, the handoff to the running back. He breaks across the line of scrimmage, and he is dropped for about a gain of 2. That's Elvin Caldwell on the carry.
Starters on the Brownsburg defensive line include Isaac McCormick, Jake Trout, and Ricky Clark, the nose tackle. The linebackers are Seth Bronger, Josh Pierce, Storm Garnett, and Sam Hoffa. Defensive secondary includes Jamar Conway, Mike McCoy, Noah Devney, and Brad Geilinger.
Boy, Caldwell looks like a pretty well put together fellow back there, Troy, doesn't he?
He does.
Leads their team in rushing. He's been very effective.
He's got a Jerome Bettis look to him, especially with that gold helmet on.
He's a senior. He hurt the Bulldogs a bit last year running.
Out of the shotgun, takes a snap, back to pass. Line pressure coming, and he's dropped. It's picked off. Almost picked off.
Boy, that was close, Troy. Great job by the Bulldogs getting in there, that initial line of scrimmage, and then almost picking off the errant desperation pass.
Pepio was dropped as he was going down before his knee hit the ground. He threw the ball. Brownsburg defender had it in his breadbasket and dropped it, and just like that, the Shamrocks are going to kick.
Yeah, Josh Pierce was the man for Brownsburg, got around that end, put some great pressure on their quarterback. This will result in a 3-and-out for Westfield.
Joseph Crambier is the punter for the Shamrocks. Westfield set up in a very wide set for punt protection. The kick is up. It is going to be fair caught and almost touched by the Brownsburg player.
Yeah, Brad dove away from that, actually. That almost hit him.
And the ball will be down at the 21-yard line, the 22-yard line. That's where the Bulldogs will take over. 1st and 10. When we come back, you're listening to Brownsburg Bulldogs football, XRBradio.com, 1610 AM Radio Brownsburg.
Stop in any Brownsburg or Avon McDonald's and try one of their $2 tasty specials, the jalapeno burger or triple cheeseburger. McDonald's is a proud supporter of Avon and Brownsburg athletics and is proud to host the McDonald's Hendricks County Sports Show, taped Wednesday nights on location and aired Friday nights before football on XRBradio.com and XRB 1610 AM. McDonald's has 2 locations in Brownsburg and Avon. Stop in either Brownsburg or Avon McDonald's for their $2 tasty specials, the jalapeno burger or triple cheeseburger today.
Johnson's going to pass. He takes it from under center, and it is caught.
Wow.
At the 35-yard line.
Davis.
A great catch there by Cameron Davis. Number 80,
That was a few inches away from being an interception. That ball hung up there for a while, but nice job by Davis to get down on the ground and make that catch.
Davis is 6'1", 175 pounds. He's a senior wide receiver for the Bulldogs. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 36-yard line, their own 36 for the Bulldogs. Johnson comes out. He was under center for the first time in the game on the last snap. He'll do it again this time. Achenrabadi's the lone back. 2 wide receivers on the near side, 1 to the far. Handoff goes to Tokes, cuts outside, and he's off to the races. Across the 45 down to the 46, 47-yard line. They're going to mark him out at the 46, and enough for another first down for the Bulldogs.
Good run there by Tokes. Had some good blocking on the right side and able to barrel through there, and he also showed his power there to pick up that Brownsburg first down.
5:44 left to go in the first quarter. No score here from BillEssis.com field at CF Roark Stadium, the campus of Brownsburg High School, Brownsburg, Indiana. Little Hoosier Crossroads Conference football for your Friday night. Got a packed house on hand. Johnson out of the shotgun. Achenrabadi the lone back. 2 wide receivers to the near side, 1 to the far. Johnson back to pass. Those and he overthrew the ball, intended for Cameron Davis on the far sideline.
Wow, that's several passes in a row the Hunters missed on high. A big game just to the south here, guys. Of course, that tough Fisher squad is at Avon tonight. Brian Scott has the call on that, but boy, that's a tough game. I do not want to face that Fisher's offense again.
Yeah, we do have that game for you on Audio Sports Online. If you want to head over to the Avon page, we want you to stay here, of course, but if you do, you can check it out. Brian Scott, Dave Shelbourne with the call on that one.
Avon leads that game 7-0, 4:54 left in the first quarter. Johnson with the snap. He's going to come down to Tyler Kurtz. Another great catch by Kurtz across the 40 to the 35 and out of bounds at about the 34-yard line. Another first down on another nice connection between Johnson and Kurtz for the Bulldogs.
Well, he may have missed on a few throws prior to that one, but that was a beauty right on target. Tyler hauls it in and gets good gain for the Brownsburg first down. Great pass by Hunter Johnson.
Bulldogs clearly have a matchup they like on the near side of the field, and I believe that's number 6 for Westfield, Watson over there in the secondary.
Donovan Watson for the Shamrocks.
They like that matchup.
Johnson under center and a whistle down, no flag. A timeout called by Brownsburg before the snap. So we'll leave it for just a minute. The 5:35 mark left to go in the first quarter. No score from Brownsburg, the Bulldogs, and the Shamrocks. You're listening to Hoosier Crossroads Conference Football on XRBRadio.com, 1610 a.m. Radio Brownsburg.
Did you know Nelson Jewelers in Brownsburg has been serving Hendricks County and the west side of Indianapolis with an extensive selection of finer diamonds and gemstones since 1958? Nelson Jewelers is a family-owned jewelry store specializing in unique jewelry repair, appraisals, and watch repair. Nelson Jewelers is conveniently located in downtown Brownsburg, across from the Hendricks County Bank. Visit Nelson Jewelers for all of your jewelry needs at 22 East Main Street and online at nelsonjewelers.com. A little out of the way, very much out of the ordinary.
You got to give it to Worley. He's getting the emphasis on the right part of the ad down. I mean, that's quality broadcasting right there.
It's a work in progress.
It's excellent. The Orioles do lead, as we said, the Fishers Tigers down in Avon. They touchdown by virtue of a 5-yard touchdown pass from Brandon Peters to Andrew Griffin. Brandon Peters, the much heralded 6'5" quarterback for the Avon Orioles. We saw him a couple of weeks ago here.
Yeah, we love Brandon. I guarantee you Fishers is going to score in that game.
Yep, snap by Johnson to Achenrabadi, and he is dropped for another loss. So Tokes is having some trouble getting some yardage on the positive side of 0 here in the first quarter.
A great play by their big defensive lineman right there, number 93, Michael Patterson. He's a senior, listed at 240 pounds, just 5'9" in height, but made a good play there. Brownsburg offensive line having a bit of trouble with the Shamrocks defensive line here tonight.
If you look at the near side of the field, guys, they have matched up a different man on Kurtz. Let's see what happens.
Kurtz has got number 2, Cameron Harrison, and guarding him as his defender now. Kurtz with 2 long receptions from Hunter Johnson. Johnson takes a snap out of the shotgun. Nice blocking. The ball's tipped by number 25, Stan Mattingly for the Shamrocks, knocked down. Nice defensive play there by Mattingly.
Brownsburg going to the air on this possession. 6 plays, just 2 runs, 4 passes. Big backyard party going on across the street over there. Rob, I'm surprised you're not a part of that.
Well, I was needed here.
Okay, good.
We got an RV and smoking grills, and I was going to make that comment. I was talking a great, almost a college-like atmosphere as you were coming into the stadium this evening for the game.
That's a good point. It sure is. Several backyard parties going across the street.
Johnson out of the shotgun. He's got a man open. It's goal. That pass was intended for number 80, Cameron Davis. He had to go up in the air to get it, and
He's slow to get
took
up.
a
after
hit
getting
right
hit.
to the midsection. It probably, we're going to hope that maybe just a wind got knocked out of him. He is rolling around at the 15-yard line.
Yeah. Injury time. Training staff rushing onto the field for Brownsburg.
Training staff will come out, and we will take another break. 0-0 here in the first quarter, 4:46 left to play.
Running out of space, tired of the clutter, but don't want to part with your possessions? We've got a solution for that at Northfield Self-Storage in Brownsburg. Whether you need a little extra space or a larger space, our storage units, ranging from 5x10 to 10x30, will surely take care of your needs. We also carry packing supplies such as boxes, tape, bubble wrap, and a whole lot more. Come see Northfield Self-Storage and U-Haul at 1530 West Northfield Drive in Brownsburg. They're open 7 days a week. Rob, I want to tell you, ran into another one of our friends, Marcus Fredwell, over at Jimmy John's.
We love Marcus.
He is looking to get into sports sponsorship. He wants to make a play here with Brownsburg High School sports.
All right. We love Marcus. We love our friends at Jimmy John's that watch us each week. So hello to Marcus. And this young man being able to walk off on his own, which is good. Again, game reset for you if you're just tuning in. My name is Rob Kendall. Your play-by-play man for tonight is Troy Weimer. And as always, on the color call, Chris Worley. 4:46 left to play in the first quarter. No score between Brownsburg and Westfield. Troy?
Rob said, we're glad to see Cameron Davis up and walking back to the Brownsburg sidelines. Looked like he probably just got the wind knocked out of him. We hope that's all it is, and hope to see him back in the game very soon. Cameron, kind of an emerging talent this year at wide receiver.
Had a big week last week, as you mentioned, Troy. A big play right here. 4th down, going for it again.
Here we go. The Bulldogs go for it 4th and 12 from the Westfield 35. 4:46 left to go in the first quarter. Johnson's out of the shotgun. 2 wide receivers to each side of the field. Doc Rabati is the lone back. Johnson takes a snap. He's going to throw the football. He's under a lot of pressure. Dumps it to Doc Rabati, who makes a move at the 35, and he's brought down on what looked like actually almost an accidental tackle there by Westfield. Number 3, Michael Smith with the stop.
Yeah, Smith was...
Actually, I think that's Bailey Partlow,
okay,
the senior.
He actually was down on the ground, face down, when he kind of rose up and tripped up Tokes there. So
one of the scourges of high school football programs is there's 2 people with the same number sometimes. But that was number 3, Bailey Partlow, the senior, 5'9", 184 pounds, a linebacker for the Shamrocks. Coming in now and playing center is Ryan Pape. And the handoff goes to the running back. He breaks upfield and a big hit at the 45-yard line. That's number 7, Elvin Caldwell, on the handoff.
Jamar Conway on that big hit, but a very effective run by Elvin right there. Can we call him Elvin?
Chris, I didn't do this in the pregame, and I'm going to mispronounce it, but okay. I didn't get the pronunciation on the Westfield quarterback's last name.
Yeah.
A big broadcasting error. I think it's Pepio, but I'm not positive.
I would agree with that. Pepio.
Pass across the middle and complete to the 49-yard line. That's to number 55, Jacob Robinson.
Whoop. Troy, little name problem there. That completion was to Ben Lotfallion.
See there?
His parents are going to be very disappointed in you.
Ben's a good receiver for them, Mr. Lotfallion. He did damage against the Bulldogs last year. Had a good season. Catches a lot of balls for the Shamrocks.
Pepio out of the shotgun. Lone running back is Caldwell again. He takes a snap to the left side. Now cuts it back upfield into the middle of the field. Gets across the 50 to about the 47 of the Bulldogs.
You got to love that right there, Troy and Chris, because that was, a 36 stretch there.
Yeah.
And the running back put his hand, saw that hole was going to fill up, put his hand behind his offensive lineman, cut back through the 3 hole from the 5 hole, and made a nice gain there.
Used his blockers well. Boy, speaking of blockers, their right guard, number 79, Austin Dollins, just a sophomore, but 281 pounds. He's a load in there.
Nick Henderson, one of the wide receivers in. Pepio out of the shotgun. He's going to throw the football, looking, and it is complete for the first down across the 45 to about the 44-yard line. That's to number 88, Ben Lotfallion. How do you pronounce that? You even wrote it out for me.
Lotfallion.
Lotfallion.
2 out of 2 passing now for the Westfield quarterback, Mr. Pepio, on this drive. Darkness starting to settle in here. The lights are not kicked on yet, but probably will be soon. Rob, I don't think I'm kicked on yet.
Pepio out of the shotgun. Caldwell the lone back.
Well, we're not done with the first quarter. You don't have to get good until the second, Chris.
Okay, gotcha. Thank you.
The big, tall wide receiver, Joseph Crambier, is in there. He's a 6'5 senior. Handoff goes to Caldwell, hits the line of scrimmage, and is brought down a short gain,
There
maybe
you
2
go.
on the play. Looked like the Bulldog defensive line got a little push that time.
Yeah, and in on that stop, he's been good all year as Isaac McCormick, big number 49 for Brownsburg.
It's going to bring up about 2nd and 8 from the 41. Maybe 2nd and 9.
Bulldogs with just those 3 down linemen.
Pepio looks to the sideline for the play. Caldwell, the lone back. 3 wide receivers to the near side. Pepio takes a snap. Handoff goes to Caldwell. Hits the line of scrimmage. He's wrapped up and fights his way forward to the 35-yard line where he is brought down for a gain of about 4. Gain of 5 on the play.
Yeah, Elvin Caldwell, senior, he's listed at 212. He may be 220 and all of it. Very powerful running back. It's going to take more than one person to drag him down here tonight.
Brownsburg may have to add another man to that interior line tonight, guys, because Westfield appears, if they're going to be patient, to just run the ball right down the field.
Third and 3 from the Brownsburg 35. Pepio is going to run the football. He faked the pass, and he dives forward for the first down across the 30 to about the 28-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Shamrocks. We're approaching 2 minutes left to go in the first quarter.
Yeah, Rob, 7 plays on this drive so far, 5 of them run, so just 2 pass plays. Looks like they do want to establish the run game here tonight in the first quarter, under 2 minutes left now.
1st and 10 for the Shamrocks. Pepio takes the snap. He fakes the handoff to Caldwell. Hits the slanting receiver to the 10 to the 5. Touchdown, Shamrocks.
There's Mr. Lotfallion.
Lotfallion, number 88. Ben Lotfallion for Westfield, as Chris said. On the pass from Pepio. And in the closing minutes of the first quarter, it's 6-0 Westfield with the extra point coming.
Yeah, he hit Big Ben on a pass over the middle. A couple defenders back for Brownsburg. They were no match for the good-sized Mr. Lotfallion, and he got in the end zone. Here's their senior kicker.
Extra point is down. It is up, and it is good. And number 9, the senior kicker, as Chris said, Nick Dowd with the extra point. And that makes it 7-0 Bulldogs. Under 2 minutes. We're at 1:46 left to go in the first quarter. You're listening to Brownsburg Bulldogs football on XRBRadio.com and 1610 AM Radio Brownsburg, 7-0 Shamrocks.
Panuni's Pizza and Wings in Brownsburg has something for everybody. Pizza with more toppings than you can count, including specialty pizzas. 5 different kinds of calzones, breadsticks, and cheese bread with 2 kinds of dipping sauce. All made in-house with Panuni's own hand-tossed dough. And don't forget Panuni's Jumbo Wings with 12 kinds of sauce. Mention the XRB and get 10% off of your order. They're open Sunday through Thursday, 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. Friday and Saturday, open until 11 p.m. Dine in, carry out, or free delivery. Call 286-3500 Panuni's Pizza and Wings at 1447 East Main in Brownsburg.
Good job by Troy there. For those of you watching the video feed, as I had to go do some work, Troy running the camera there.
Well, if you'd seen the entire results of that, you may not have been
Well, I just saw
saying
you
it.
working. I mean,
I moved it, but I was going to try and move it to the scoreboard, but I couldn't quite get the picture in the frame. So
you don't try to do too much.
I know, multitasking.
Yeah.
Minute 46 left to play, and the Shamrocks will be kicking off to the Bulldogs. Back to receive for Brownsburg is number 4, Davion Gibson, along with number 82, Austin Kakura. Oh, I'm sorry, that's the wrong. That's number 4. That's Vincent Lisbon that's back to receive. And he takes it in. Lisbon does take it in the end zone for the touchback. Also back to receive with him is number 82, Isaiah O'Neill.
Well, that was a good drive by Westfield right there. 9 plays, 4 complete passes on that, including the touchdown pass. But a good drive there by Westfield here at almost the end of the first quarter. Puts them on top 7-0.
Bulldogs will come out. They'll take over at their own 20. 1st and 10. They trail 7-0. 1:46 left to play in the first quarter. Hunter Johnson comes out of the huddle with the play. Aquifer Body will be the lone back. Lisman and Kurtz are the wide receivers on the near side. Pass comes over to Kurtz, complete the 25. Makes a move down to the 30. Dropped the football, but it's picked up. Picked up there by number 4. Nice heads-up play by Vincent Lisman to keep the turnover from happening. Kurtz took a big hit by the second tackler due on the play. And that'll be just short of the first down. It'll be 2nd and 1 for the Bulldogs from the 29.
Tyler Kurtz already with 5 or 6 receptions so far in this game. Been a very active receiver. But he got fortunate there. Alert play by Lisman, able to recover that fumble as soon as it was dropped.
Johnson will be under center this time. Ackerman by the lone back. 2 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far. Handoff goes to Tokes, and he has nowhere to go again as he is dropped at the line of scrimmage. Maybe a loss of 1 on the play, and that will bring up 3rd down for the Bulldogs.
It's interesting, the consistency of Westfield on both sides of the ball. Defensively, they've said we're not going to let Tokes run the football. Offensively, they've said until the Bulldogs put an extra man on the line or up there in the box, we are going to continue to run the football.
Yeah. We need that short passing offense that we've seen at times here from Brownsburg this year. Going to need it.
Like to see Johnson getting, sorry, Troy, I'd like to see Johnson get in motion here, maybe on a rollout.
35 seconds to play. The snap goes to Johnson, handoff to Akmarabadi, who gets nowhere again. And the offensive line for the Bulldogs just not getting a push. That will be the last play of the first quarter, barring a timeout, which I do not foresee. And we'll close the first quarter 7-0. 8 seconds, 7 seconds, 6. They'll place the ball. They'll wind the clock. Johnson will make his way to the sideline. That'll be the end of the first quarter here in Brownsburg. The Bulldogs trail at 7-0, having some trouble getting that running game going with their star back, Tokes Akmarabadi. Westfield with a nice drive in the closing few minutes of the first quarter gives them a 7-0 lead. You're listening to Brownsburg Bulldogs football, xrbradio.com, 1610 a.m., Radio Brownsburg.
What is a good neighbor? It's someone nearby who helps make your life a little easier. It's State Farm agent Pete Fay. He takes the time to understand your insurance and financial needs, so whether you're preparing for your child's college education or planning for your retirement, get the kind of help you'd expect from a good neighbor. Visit State Farm agent Pete Fay at 431 East Northfield, Suite 100 in Brownsburg. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
I was just going to say, guys, again, the Westfield line is collapsing in every time Brownsburg snaps the ball. They're anticipating the run. That rollout for Johnson is there. He can either keep it himself or he could choose to dump it off to a tight end. I'd like to see them take a stab at that.
Down the road in Avon, Fisher's Maurice Campbell having a great game at running back. He scored 2 touchdowns in just a few minutes, and the Tigers lead the Orioles there 14-7. They had a run of 13 yards and then a run of 19 yards for Fishers. Again, the Fishers Tigers lead the Avon Orioles 14-7. 11:53 left to go in the second quarter there in Avon.
Sounds like our game last week, Chris.
Yeah, no doubt. Boy, that Fishers outfit, they put up big numbers on offense.
The Bulldogs will come out.
Yeah, I would say, like you said, Rob, so far as the line on both play, the Westfield defensive line certainly a strength over
the Bulldogs are going to go for it. 4th and 1 from their own 29. And they've not been able to run the ball that well yet.
Maybe
We're going to see if they're actually going to snap it. 15 on the play clock. Westfield has the line stacked up.
They're just trying to draw Westfield offside.
They're trying to draw Westfield offsides and not going to be able to do it.
You may see a punt.
So they're going to call a timeout. The Bulldogs used their second timeout of the first half. We'll keep it right here. They'll make a quick transformation, bring the punt team on.
What did you see there, Rob?
Well, you got to wonder if you were going to do that, which is fine. You had the quarter ending. You could have come to the line of scrimmage and attempted to do that, got the quarter to end as the timeout and not spent the timeout.
I'd agree with that. I would agree with that. 7-0 here. The Shamrocks lead. Early opening seconds of the second quarter here from BillEssis.com Field, CF Roark Stadium.
Rob, you've got your coaching hat on tonight.
I enjoy the 3-man booth, fellas.
Yep.
I like it.
I do too.
A lot of fun.
I do too. We hope you enjoy it as our listeners as well. Thank everybody for joining us tonight on xrbradio.com or 1610 a.m. Radio Brownsburg. And again, special thanks to Shane Ray, as I know Rob led off the show with, but we do appreciate everything he does back in the studio, in quotes, if you will.
And don't forget, if you are listening on xrbradio.com tonight, we've got the video feed up for you this evening. You can head over to audiosportsonline.com, and you can hear this same broadcast you're hearing now, but you can watch some video with it.
Boy, Hunter Johnson, 9 out of 15 passes in the first quarter. Boy, last year you had never heard of Brownsburg throwing 15 passes in a whole game. So they came out trying to throw. I would say Tokes may have 20 yards at the most.
Well, he's had a couple of positive runs for 6, maybe 7 yards, but
yeah.
He's had probably 5 or 6 yards rushes for either a loss or no gain.
Michael Clayer back to punt, and he's been good this year. He's got over a 40-yard average, so they've been very pleased with Michael Clayer as their new punter this year.
Claire with the kick, a little rugby-style kick, is fielded at the 30 by number 17, Kobe Hauser. Hauser makes his way outside to the 40, gets across the 45, down to the 46, 47-yard line, where he is brought down. A nice return there by Kobe Hauser. That's where the Shamrocks will take over at their own 42 or 47-yard line. They lead it 7-0. 11:48 here, opening moments of the second quarter in Brownsburg.
You guys mentioned, or you mentioned it, Troy, the soccer or the rugby style kick from the Brownsburg punter. You're seeing a lot more kickers at all levels of football going to that punting approach.
You know, a less hang time, a more direct kick. They can kind of be a lot more directional with it. Handoff goes to the running back, number 7, Elvin Caldwell. Seen a lot of action tonight. He cuts it to the right side, diving forward for a gain of about 5 on the play. Bring up about call it a gain of 4. We're going to bring up 2nd and 6 for the Shamrocks. The ball will be placed at the Brownsburg 49-yard line.
Defensive back Mike McCoy gets a tackle. He's had a good season defensively as far as number of tackles. Of course, Brownsburg defense got to play a big game here tonight.
Pepio takes the snap. Handoff goes to Caldwell again. Hits the line of scrimmage, and he's wrapped up diving forward for a gain of 3 or so on the play to bring up 3rd down and short for the Shamrocks. It'll be about 3rd and 3.
Until Brownsburg makes a decision to put an extra man up there in the box or on the line of scrimmage, it appears that the Shamrocks are content to just run. Again, only 3 down linemen for the Bulldogs.
There's 5 guys on the line now. 2 of them standing for Brownsburg. Seth Bronger, their leading tackler, made that last play. Westfield looking over, trying to get a play in here.
Number 8, Josh Pierce, also in for the Bulldogs as one of the defensive ends. Handoff goes to Caldwell, hits the line, diving forward for a 1st down, and a nice tackle. Saved a big gain there. That's number 25 on the tackle there, Michael McCoy.
Boy, he hit that hole quick, hole in the line that is, and Mr. Caldwell got ahead, burst through that line for a good gain.
Pepio out of the shotgun, 3 wide receivers to the near side. Moves Caldwell over to his right, puts him in his right pocket, the offset back. Pepio takes the snap, and he's going to run the football himself. Caldwell's a lead blocker, and Pepio gets about 5 yards, maybe 4 yards, down to the Bulldog 35-yard line. It'll bring up 2nd down and about 6 for the Shamrocks.
4 plays on this drive, all runs for Westfield. 5 plays, I'm sorry, but they're sticking with that running game, as Rob says. Why not? It's working.
And it's interesting, the Westfield running approach. They do not really run to daylight. They run with the shoulder down, and they are trying to pick up bulk yards rather than try to hit the big play.
Pepio out of the shotgun, takes the snap, fakes the handoff to Caldwell. He's going to throw the ball. No, now he's going to run, and now he's going to be sacked.
Ricky Clark got in on that sack, but there is a flag down.
I think it's going to be holding against Westfield, I think. Pepio is sacked for a loss of about 1 or 2. See where they spot the football. In there on the sack, that time number 95, Ricky Clark, 5'10", 295, the big defensive lineman.
Yeah, just a sophomore. He's learning his way around. They're trying to coach him up, get him to be a successful plug in the middle, if you will. With his size and strength, he should be able to do that.
It is holding against the Shamrocks. That'll push them back 10 yards.
Did Brownsburg decline that penalty?
I think they may have. It brings up they're going to bring up 3rd and 9 instead of 2nd and 19. Bulldogs looking to make a stop.
That's a good call.
Yeah, it's a judgment call depending on how the game's kind of flowing. I think it's the right call here. Pepio out of the shotgun. He's going to throw the football. Looking. Got a lot of time. He's going to dump it out to his safety. His safety valve was number 23, Brandon Karsnick, the junior 5'7", 150-pound running back. The pass is incomplete.
He's going to kick himself when he sees that on film tomorrow because he had forever to run, and he had a good downfield block by his receiver.
Good defense there on this stand by Brownsburg. And I think this will be the first Westfield punt. Or what are they going to do? No, they're going
to go for it.
Yep.
They're on the Bulldogs side of the field. Pepio will be in the shotgun. Caldwell will be the lone back. 1 wide receiver to the near side, 1 to the far. Oh, and Pepio.
Block!
Pepio's going to do
that ball.
Pepio's going to do the John Elway, the pooch punt, and it is blocked by the Bulldogs. They'll take over 1st and 10 at their own 40.
Boy, a big play there. I haven't seen Brownsburg block a punt in quite a while, and they got in there and got that one, recovered it quickly. Good job. I didn't see who got the block, but he burst through the middle of the line And the coaches have always said here with Brownsburg, anytime you get a punt either blocked against you or for you, that team usually wins the game. Let's see if that holds true.
Well, the goal was Pepio was going to try and kick it into that coffin corner on the northwest side of the field to try and get it out at the 1 or the goal line, and it's blocked. And the only NFL quarterback I ever saw do that was John Elway, right? A few times, one of his little trademark things the Broncos did. Nobody's giving me any love here for that, so I could be wrong.
Going deep
down the field and overshoots the receiver by about 7 yards. A little in danger of being picked. It was intended for Kurtz. Incomplete. 2nd and 10 for the Bulldogs from their own 40.
Going back to that botched punt there, you got to wonder if you're Westfield, why do you do that? I mean, if your intent is to punt, then that's okay, that's fine. I think that's a good call. But how much yardage are you really going to gain compared to that risk? Let's say Brownsburg gets the ball in the 15 instead of the 5. Is that really all that big a difference?
Well, I think the point of that is to try and, like we were talking, get the ball down deep in the corner, get it out of bounds inside the 5. Johnson takes a snap out of the shotgun, rolls to his left, being chased by a couple of defenders, and throws it in the dirt, short of Tyler Kurtz's feet and short of the line of scrimmage. So it'll bring up 3rd and 10 for the Bulldogs.
Rob, I know you said you like the 3-man booth. We do have a woman available in the booth, though, providing any needed technical assistance, the lovely Hope Fussner.
Hope does a great job. She's very tolerant of my Fridays. Just wait till basketball season when it's Friday and Saturday.
Love it.
Here we go, 3rd and 10 for the Bulldogs. No positive yardage on this drive. Johnson out of the shotgun. Takes a snap. He's rolling to his left. He's going to try and throw the football. He will. It is complete to Tyler Kurtz.
Wow,
who moves forward across the 50 for the first down. Oh, and we have a flag in the backfield. I think it's going to be a late hit on Hunter Johnson.
Yeah, it is. Their big number 93 on defense there was trying to get pressure on Mr. Johnson. Michael Patterson, I think that penalty is going to against him. What?
Oh, it is against the Bulldogs. They're going to call holding maybe?
Oh, and that was such a good play and a good pass to Tyler and a big catch for a first down. May get wiped out.
But here you go, fellas. Like I said right there, what opened that play up was the quarterback rolling from outside the pocket. It opens the field up. I think if you do that out of a play action, really get that defense caving in, I think you're going to have some great success if Brownsburg can get Johnson on the move.
And just for the record, Google says the last quarterback to consistently and effectively utilize the pooch punt was John Elway. So I just want to
Wow, Troy.
Is that from Wikipedia, though?
No, that's from NFLfacts.com.
Pretty impressive.
I didn't even know there was an NFLfacts.com.
Well, that's what Google says it's from. I don't know. Look it up.
3rd and a mile.
You are going to look it up. Just Google John Elway punt, and you'll see it. Johnson out of the shotgun, rolling a lot of pressure. Passes complete to Akin Rabati. A little safety valve pass, the screen, and he is dropped for another loss. And the Bulldogs having a hard time getting going here. They only trail 7-0. But just no real offensive presence for the Bulldogs, Chris.
Right, and that was a call that should have worked because Westfield was blitzing a bit there, and they set up a screen pass for Tokes. But a great play by 30 again, Mr. Jackson Garrett. He made a good play on that and was able to bring Tokes down for a loss. That play should have worked. Punting again, Michael Clare.
Clare will be the punter, as Chris said, for the Bulldogs, and back to receive for Westfield is number 17, Kobe Hauser. And the kick is over Hauser's head. Hauser goes backward, gets to 35, fields across the 40 to the 45 to the 50. He is caught from behind and dropped across midfield at the Brownsburg 45-yard line. Another nice return there by the Westfield Shamrocks, number 17, Kobe Hauser. So we will be at the 7:51 mark left to go in the first half. The Westfield Shamrocks lead the Bulldogs of Brownsburg 7-0. You're listening to Hoosier Crossroads Conference Football, XRBRadio.com, at 1610 AM Radio Brownsburg.
When plumbing problems arise, do you want a plumbing company with an impressive truck or fancy jingles? Of course not. You want your problem solved quickly and at an affordable price. Well, at Westside Plumbing, we understand you want a plumber who is honest, respectful, and knows how to fix the problem. Westside Plumbing provides fast, professional plumbing service 7 days a week. When you invite Westside Plumbing into your home, be assured they'll be knowledgeable, timely, and will give your home the respect it deserves, honesty, integrity, and respect. That's what you get when you call Westside Plumbing at 445-8399, serving Brownsburg and all of Hendricks County, 445-8399 for Westside Plumbing.
Pepio out of the shotgun. Nice pass downfield to the near side. And complete there to number 80. That's going to be Max McCool for Westfield, 5'9", a junior, 159 pounds, the wide receiver.
Hey, and real quick, you mentioned Westside Plumbing before they get this snap up. We love our man Bobby Lott, the owner of Westside Plumbing. Great guy, always watches our broadcast. Hi, Bobby.
Pepio takes a snap, gives it off to Caldwell. The big running back for the Shamrocks dives forward across the line of scrimmage to about the 41-yard line, where he is brought down. That'll bring up about 2nd and 7, 2nd and 8 for the Shamrocks.
Pepio, when he's had to do it, has proven an effective passer, as we saw in that first play.
Pepio out of the shotgun, now pauses, looks to the Westfield sideline.
Westfield likes that formation with 3 receivers bunched together on one side. Brownsburg was aware of that and worked on it in practice.
Trips right for the Shamrocks, as Chris said. Pepio takes a snap. He's going to throw that way. Looking, no, now he's going to run the football. Diving forward. And I got to tell you, Chris, he had a lot of field off to his right there between the right hash mark and the Westfield sideline. He took the middle route and is brought down for a short gain.
Yeah, good play by Mr. Jake Trout. Brownsburg defense had that covered as he tried to get through that center of the line.
Going to bring up about 3rd and 5. Pepio with the snap out of the shotgun, looking downfield. He's going to throw the football. It is nearly caught. Nice defensive effort there. Pass was intended for number 85.
Flag.
Nick Henderson. And there's a flag down. It's going to be holding against the Shamrocks. That'll move them back 10 yards, and they will replay
No,
third down.
They're probably going to decline it, wouldn't they?
Yeah, that would make it 4th and...
yeah, we'll think about it.
We'll see here.
Our man Brad Geilinger, back in his usual strong safety position, was able to break that pass up. They had 2 defenders on the Westfield receiver. They're marking it off back down the field. They're knocking off a big penalty.
Well, you got to wonder about this because you're going to get the ball back. You'd assume they would punt. It's 3rd and long.
I'd rather move them back, though. I'm going to push them back down the field, make them go a long, long way to even try and get a first down. Even if they get 10, 15 yards, you're back to where you just were.
Troy was right, though, on that quarterback run. He had all sorts of daylight to the far side of the field, which comes back to what I said earlier. They are running to spots. They're not so much running to space.
Yep. Trips right again for the Shamrocks. Pepio out of the shotgun. Caldwell's the lone back. 1 wide receiver to the near side. Pepio takes a snap, drops back, looking to pass. He's going to throw the ball deep downfield, and it is broken up and incomplete. I thought a flag might come in on the play late, but it did not.
Wow.
And Westfield really wanted one. A little hand slapping going on there.
Jamar Conway was the defender, and that was somewhat close to pass interference as that ball was lofted downfield for the wide receiver. But
Nick
good
Henderson
coverage.
it was intended for, I believe, number 85.
You just, again, not to be the broken record on that, but, again, the risk versus reward. You're going to get the ball back automatically. You almost give up a huge play. You gain 10 yards in the process.
Yep, I agree with you. And as you said on that play there, Chris, number 22, Jamar Conway's been flying around the field as a member of the defensive secondary for the Bulldogs tonight. Westfield will punt. The kick is up, and it is a fair catch caught for and fielded. It dropped, and the Shamrocks have it.
Boy, that was a hard ball to catch. Brad
Number
Geilinger
9,
back.
Yeah, that was
Geilinger.
number 9, Geilinger. Called for the fair catch. He had to lean forward to grab it a little bit, and it bounced right out of his hands off of his chest pads and hit the turf. The Westfield defender is right there, and the Shamrocks are in business at the Brownsburg 30, 1st and 10.
Wow, poor Brad. That was a tough play. That ball was knuckling a bit. It was in the air a long time. Westfield defenders were all around him, and he just couldn't hold on to that ball. So, and Rob, after all that, we went back and forth on which play was right. Look where Westfield's got the ball at the 30-yard line. They gained about 10 yards.
Caldwell will be the lone back. Pepio out of the shotgun. 2 wide receivers to the far side, none to the near. They're going to go 3 wide receivers to the far side, a little spread formation to the right, and it's going to be motion against the Shamrocks. There will be motion. That'll push them back.
In a game like this with 2 evenly matched teams, a lot of times it is that 1 or 2 big plays that happens.
Yeah.
And this could be a game changer for the Shamrocks and Bulldogs tonight.
Well, a big crowd. I think everybody's here that's going to be here. Coach Comer talked about it yesterday in our interview, and he's right. He said that for a lot of games, this is the only game somebody may be coming to, a homecoming game. So Brownsburg Bulldogs want to put on a good show and get a good result for everybody here tonight.
3 wide receivers again to the far side. Pepio out of the shotgun. Gives the ball to Cole. He's going to fake it. He passes it to the far side. Caught at the 40 and cutting back across the 30 to the 35, or the 25, and down to about the 22-yard line, where he is stacked up on the play. I believe that's number 88 for the Shamrocks.
Lot value. Boy, that was a well-designed play, though. They faked left and then had Big Ben right there, just off the line of scrimmage, kind of a bubble screen play, and he ran it well after the catch.
Handoff goes to Caldwell, cuts it back to the right side, runs into a Brownsburg defender hard there, and he's driven back. Some hard hitting going on the football field there now here in the second quarter, Chris.
Yeah, Big Elvin tried to power over Noah Devney, and Devney got shoved back first, but he shoved right back and was able to bring down the Westfield runner for the stop, Elvin Campbell. But Campbell sure is powerful.
Ricky Clark, number 95, has checked in for the Bulldogs. He'll be at the nose tackle position for Brownsburg. Pepio takes the snap, hands off to Caldwell.
Look out.
Breaks across the line of scrimmage, spins off of a tackler, and is brought down at the 1. They're going to call it about the 2-yard line, and then a late flag comes in.
Yeah, somebody a little extracurricular activities, and it may have been the Bulldogs with that flag.
Little frustration foul there if it is, probably.
Boy, that was a nice highlight run by Campbell, really showing his power up the middle there. Ran over several Bulldog defenders. It is going to be a personal foul.
Blow to the head, personal foul
Yep.
against the Bulldogs. Half the distance to the goal for the first down. So to bring up first and goal from about the
I've often wondered
half
how,
yard line.
with the running back, how do you get a blow to the head on a tackle? The guy's
Right.
lowering his head and shoulders.
Yeah, that's true, Rob.
It actually looked like he was on the ground when it happened. Unless he had a blow to the head with his arm.
Yeah, you can't use your fist.
Yeah.
5:30 left now here, second quarter. Bulldogs trailing Westfield 7-0.
Pepio is out of the shotgun, the quarterback, and hands the ball off to Caldwell, who cruises in the right side of the line for a touchdown for the Shamrocks.
Campbell just a power around the right tackle there and got in and over the line. Westfield touchdown.
Elvin Caldwell from 1 yard out for the Shamrocks. They lead it 13-0 with the extra point coming.
Yeah, receiver Lot Fallon had their first TD. Campbell this one, and he deserves one rushing. He led that attack, and that big turnover after the punt, guys couldn't handle that punt catch, and Westfield scores off of it.
On for the extra point is number 9, Nick Dowd, and it is up. It is good. So here in the second quarter, 5:18 left to play in the first half. The Shamrocks lead it 14-0. The Bulldogs will be receiving the kick when we come back. You're listening to Hoosier Crossroads Conference Football, XRBRadio.com at 1610 AM Radio Brownsburg.
Registration is now open for spring 2015 classes at Ivy Tech Community College in Crawfordsville. Ivy Tech provides quality higher education that will challenge, inspire, and prepare you for success. The advisors on the Crawfordsville campus are ready to provide assistance with admission, registration, and financial aid questions. You can begin a new career or continue your education toward a bachelor's degree. Call 765-359-0570 or go to ivytech.edu for more information. Apply now at Ivy Tech in Crawfordsville and start on your career goals.
You know, Worley made an interesting comment earlier. He was talking about everybody's here that's probably going to be here. You got to wonder at what point do they stop charging admission to get into the game? Because you could see a spike in attendance there.
I will tell you this. That brings up an interesting question. My son is due to be here relatively soon, coming from basketball practice. So we'll see if he got in free or not.
Hope so.
Makes his way to the press box.
You know, if your son played football, this wouldn't be an issue.
That's exactly right.
I blame bad parenting.
Of course. 14-0, the Shamrocks lead it. 5:18 to go in the first half. The kickoff is going to be into the end zone as per usual these days. Fielded there by number 4, Vincent Lisbon. That's a touchback, and the Bulldogs will take over 1st and 10 from their own 20. They trail 14-0 here in the second quarter.
Brownsburg offense got to get going here, fellas. Their last 2 possessions were both 3 and outs.
Bulldogs have been unable to get the running game going at all. A few runs for positive yardage, but the Avon Orioles have gone on a scoring barrage.
No
they
way.
lead Fishers 27-14 late in the second quarter.
With that win by Avon there, if they could get that done, that upsets the conference big time.
We like Avon wins because Coach Bless is in a better mood on Monday for the coaches show.
I bet.
Johnson out of the shotgun, looks to throw the football. He does through Tyler Kurtz's hands, incomplete. Threw it to the far side of the field. They're going to try a little bubble screen there. It did not develop.
Boy, Johnson completed 9 out of 15 first quarter, just 1 out of 4 passing here in the second quarter so far. Of course, he hadn't had that many chances with those last 2 3-and-out possessions.
So Avon trailed in that game 14-7. They now lead it 27-14, still in the second quarter. Hunter Johnson out of the shotgun. Akamarbadi is the lone back. 2 wide receivers to the far side, 1 to the near. Johnson, handoff goes to Tokes, drives forward across the 20 to close to the 25. Looks like they'll put him down just short of the 25-yard line, about the 24.5.
Yeah, we're going to have to get Tokes involved some other way, maybe some passing out of the backfield or run him in some kind of different formation. He is not able to bust through the middle of the Westfield defensive line.
It's going to bring up 3rd and 5 for the Bulldogs. They need a first down desperately to close out this first half here.
Yeah, you don't want another 3-and-out here.
Devontae Allen is in the game. He is the slot receiver to the near side. Handoff is fake to Akamarbadi, and Hunter Johnson is in trouble, and he is sacked. Loss of about 7 on the play. Actually, a loss of about 10 on the play. And Westfield's going to call a timeout.
Boy, Sean Mattingly, he had a Brownsburg offensive lineman draped on him, blocking him, and Sean Mattingly of the Westfield defense still got in there and made that sack.
Good use of the clock there by the Shamrocks. The coaching staff was running down the sideline as fast as they could to get to the official to call the timeout. That timeout comes with 4:21 left to go in the first half.
You got to wonder again. They've made it sort of a stable inside the pocket game so far, and it's enabling those Westfield ends to really pinch down. Not only are they pinching down on the quarterback on a pass play, but they're also pinching down on Tokes when he's running the football. I'd really like to see the Bulldogs run some play action, get the quarterback outside the pocket.
Yeah, and get the ball out to the side or out to the sideline. That's been somewhat effective with Tyler Kurtz.
Well, I agree with what you said, Chris, as well. And one of the things that we've seen kind of manifest itself, but it's always late in the game, is kind of that play action and using Devontae Allen as kind of the second option as opposed to Akamarbadi out of the backfield on a little screen pass where he gets a lot of yardage, shown to be very athletic and fast.
Yeah, I like that. Or Lisman,
yeah. Even Tyler Kurtz. Kurtz has shown some really good ability in the open field and some speed.
They may try to go for a block here.
They're going to come at everybody's coming, but the kick is up. It's a pretty nice kick.
Good job.
So we field it at the 45 of the Shamrocks, across midfield down to the Bulldog 45, and diving forward to about the 44-yard line. Again, that kick returned as per usual by number 17, Kobe Hauser, for the Westfield Shamrocks. They'll take over right there. It'll be 1st and 10 from the Bulldog 44.
Hendricks Regional Health invites you to get back to what you love. Attend their next Joint Pain Talk Thursday, October 9th, with orthopedic surgeons Kyle Ritter and Chad Waits. You can register very easily online at hendricks.org/talk. Hendricks Regional Health.
One of the things you do notice, and we've been talking about this, Rob and Chris both, there's a noticeable size difference, it looks, between the offensive line of the Shamrocks. And the ball hits the turf. And Pepio falls on it. He fumbled the snap, and that'll be a loss of about 4 on the play. A loss of 5, bring up 2nd and 15. But there's a noticeable size difference there. It looks, at least from the booth perspective, of line versus line. It comes offensive line, the Shamrocks, against the defensive line of the Bulldogs.
How could that be? Brownsburg's a 6A team. They're 5A. But, yeah, that's true.
We have more of them. That's why it is.
Yes. We're looking over at the 3 guys signaling in the place, 4 guys over there on the Westfield sideline. I don't know which guy to look at to get the play.
Looks like the Hoosier sideline with their pictures and posters and hand signals. Pepio takes a snap out of the shotgun. A lot of pressure coming. Oh, and dumps it to Caldwell, who drops the football, and it'll be incomplete. And that'll bring up 3rd and 15. A big stop here, possibility for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, I like that. Let's blitz him a little bit. And Sam Hoffa, the linebacker who has some speed, did right up the middle. And Pepio just got the ball away before Sam Hoffa put a hit on him. Sam Smart did not draw a penalty with roughing the passer.
Shamrocks doing the Bulldogs a favor there with the passing play incomplete. It stops the clock. Here we go. 3rd down and 15 for the Shamrocks. Pepio out of the shotgun. Caldwell alone back. 3 wide receivers to the far side. 1 to the near.
What do those signals mean over there, Rob?
I can tell you, but
dancing.
I think it'd ruin the surprise.
And a timeout.
There's
a flag on the play.
They
and
didn't know what signal
to
get. Yeah, they didn't know the signals, Rob.
Hey, real quick, while we got to delay a game, one reminder, right? Don't forget, October 4th, Brownsburg Town Hall. We've got the Pumpkin Smash Bash
coming up from 11 to 4 on the lawn at Town Hall. All the proceeds going to the Brownsburg before and after school enrichment program for the Brownsburg Parks Department. I'll be emceeing. Should be a great time. Make it out to the Brownsburg Town Hall October 4th from 11 to 4.
Running to the Caldwell on the handoff from Pepio, goes to the right side of the field. He gets very little. Matter of fact, he's dropped for another loss. And that'll bring up 4th and a mile for the Shamrocks. It's going to be 4th and 20, actually. 4th and 17, we'll call it. The ball is at the 47, 48-yard line of the Shamrocks, and they'll be forced to kick.
Good job, Brownsburg defense on that. They forced a 3 and out. Played well on that possession, Brownsburg D.
Joseph Crambeer on to kick for Westfield. And back to receive for the Bulldogs. Again, it will be still number 4, Vincent Lisman. Kick is up in the air. It is deep. Lisman calls for the fair catch again. That's not actually Lisman. It is Gollinger.
Yep.
As you see.
They put him right back out there
Yep,
after fumbling that one, so that's good.
And Gollinger calls the fair catch. And it will be downed at the 14-yard line of the Bulldogs. That's where Brownsburg will take over 1st and 10. You're listening to Brownsburg Bulldogs football, xrbradio.com, and 1610 AM Radio Brownsburg.
Stop in any Brownsburg or Avon McDonald's and try one of their $2 tasty specials, the jalapeno burger or triple cheeseburger. McDonald's is a proud supporter of Avon and Brownsburg athletics and is proud to host the McDonald's Hendricks County Sports Show, taped Wednesday nights on location and aired Friday nights before football on xrbradio.com and XRB 1610. Brownsburg McDonald's. Stop in and try their $2 tasty specials, the jalapeno burger or triple cheeseburger.
And Akamarbadi with his first big run of the game. Cuts it back upfield. He's across midfield, almost to midfield, across the 45-yard line, and diving down to the 47. And I got to tell you, the defender came in late there and slapped the ball out of Akamarbadi's hands. It dropped about an inch and a half, and he caught it again and held on to it. A great athletic play there by Tokes Akamarbadi. 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs at their own 42 or 47-yard line.
Score update: Decatur Central leads Plainfield 32-7.
Plainfield struggling this year.
Tokes again, diving forward across midfield to about the 49-yard line of the Shamrocks. Clock still running. 2 minutes, 2:02, 2:01 left to go in the first half. Westfield leads it 14-0. Johnson will be out of the shotgun. They're going to be, and it's going to be an official's timeout. Akamarbadi had an equipment issue with his shoe, and now they will roll the clock. 1:51 and counting. Johnson out of the shotgun. Akamarbadi the lone back. Takes the snap. He's going to throw it, and a bad route run there. Somebody miscommunicated. It was either Tyler Kurtz or Devontae Allen, one of the two.
Boy, just 1 out of 5 for Hunter in this second quarter passing. And they're going to need that. Thank goodness Tokes was able to break through with a big run there.
You talked about Brandon Peters. 4 touchdown passes in the first half for Peters. He's 8 of 9 for 134 yards.
Boy, thank you, Troy, for that stat. Fantastic. Man, oh man, Brandon having a big night, and that's just in the first half. All right, a big third down play here.
Hunter Johnson out of the shotgun. Akamarbadi is the lone back. The handoff goes to Tokes.
Oh,
and he is met at the line of scrimmage and dropped for another loss.
Oh, boy. Why do you call that play right there on 3rd and 7 or so? You've been having so much trouble with Tokes getting through that Westfield defensive line. And the linebacker, again, another tackle for Jackson Garrett. A fantastic play. He's made several of them tonight. And now it is 4th down.
Minute 30 left in the first half. That's going to bring up 4th and 9 at their own 49 for the Bulldogs.
Ben Weimer, everybody now in the booth. Ben.
He gets taller every time I see him. It's almost like he's growing up. How old are you now, Ben? 27? 10?
Did we get a number correction on Westfield
Number 30 for the Bulldog or for Westfield.
Jacob Robinson.
It's Jacob Robinson.
Thank you.
Number 30.
I wondered about that. We've been calling the wrong name and calling him a lot here because he's been active. Jacob Robinson doing a very good job.
Staff coming over and giving us a correction on it is incorrect in the program.
Yeah.
So a timeout. 1:30 left to play here in the first half. The Shamrocks lead at 14-0.
All right, Brownsburg's got to go for this here. Right, Troy?
I think they do. They got the ball at their own 49. The ball's basically at midfield.
Boy, that was a tough play there on
It
3rd
was
and
tough.
7. You know, they needed some yardage there. And Jacob Robinson, thank you for the correction, Westfield. He's had a good night here in the first half, and he made that play and stopped Tokes immediately. Except for that one big play, Tokes has not been able to break through this strong Westfield defense. Claire coming on as if to punt.
So Claire will kick, as Chris said.
He's already punted 3 times tonight. Let's see what they do here.
Back to receive is number 17, Kobe Hauser, for the Shamrocks. He's been returning the kicks all night for Westfield. And the kick, a nice punt. It's going to take a bounce at about the 22-yard line, and Brownsburg is going to down it at the 17, and that's where Westfield will take over, 1st and 10, at their own 17-yard line when we come back. They lead it 14-0. You're listening to Brownsburg Bulldogs football, XRBRadio.com, and 1610 AM Radio Brownsburg.
Box it, store it, and move it with Northfield Self-Storage and U-Haul in Brownsburg. We are here with storage space, packing supplies, and U-Haul trucks to help you with any size move. Our ever-growing selection of packing supplies will help protect your belongings, and our secure storage units are a great place to store your items until you need them. All shapes, all sizes. Come see Northfield Self-Storage at 1530 West Northfield Drive, just south of the Lowe's in Brownsburg.
Thank you, Chris. 14-0. Westfield leads. They will take over 1st and 10 from their own 16-yard line. Handoff goes to Caldwell across the 15, diving forward to the 20, where he is brought down.
This is where the Bulldogs having only that one timeout left really hurts them.
Yeah, good point, Rob.
They had to waste that one at the beginning of the quarter.
Defense has to make this stand. They need a 3-and-out right now. Only 1 minute left in the half.
Pepio will be out of the shotgun. Caldwell's the lone back. 3 wide receiver set again, this time to the near side for the Shamrocks.
Flag.
And flags all over the place. And was there a timeout before the snap? There was. Timeout. Was it timeout Brownsburg?
Westfield.
Westfield?
So let's just say you're Westfield. Again, and we talked about this a couple times during the game tonight, it's the risk versus reward. We've seen a couple calls, a lot of risk, not a lot of reward. If you're Westfield, you've got a 2-touchdown lead. You're going to get the ball to begin the second half. Is the risk here of trying to throw a pass, do anything other than run the ball, is it really worth it?
No,
I think you got to take a couple knees here, don't you, Chris?
Yeah, that or run Mr. Campbell and have him hold on to the ball. But, Rob, you're right. Your coaching hat has been well worn tonight. It's been successful so far. Could change any minute.
Approaching halftime here, 14-0 Shamrocks. Great crowd on hand, as we have talked about.
Couldn't beat the weather
tonight. Cannot beat the weather as well. This beats some of the uncomfortable moments in the booth last year. High temperatures, 94, 95 degrees, a lot of humidity. Pepio takes a snap, gives it to Caldwell, as we talked about, and he's going to be dropped for a loss in the backfield, loss of about 1 or 2 on the play. And that will put us under 45 seconds, clock running. So Westfield will run one more play, and that will end the first half. They lead at 14-0. 3rd down and 2 from their own 19-yard line.
Now, Brownsburg can stop the clock. They still have 1 timeout left, so.
Not going to use it.
Pepio out of the shotgun. Caldwell's the lone back. 2 wide receivers to the far side, 1 to the near. Pepio takes a snap. Handoff goes to Caldwell again. Hits the line of scrimmage hard, and he breaks loose. He got trouble. He's across the 40 and diving forward to midfield down about the 48-yard line or the 49. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Shamrocks. 7.5 seconds left to go in the first half. We'll see what they do here. This will be interesting.
Little Brad Geilinger brought down big 212-pound Elvin Caldwell there with a solo tackle deep in after a long run. I'm sorry. Big play.
Pepio out of the shotgun. We'll see if they take a shot downfield. They
will.
Are. Pepio sets back to throw, throws it across the middle, and it is caught and broken up.
Brad
Geilinger breaks up the pass. Nice defensive play. The pass was intended for number 85. That's Nick Henderson, I believe, for the Shamrocks. It is Nick Henderson. And that's the end of the first half on the nice breakup play by Geilinger. The Brownsburg Bulldogs trail the Westfield Shamrocks 14-0 as the teams head to the south locker room. And to sum up the first half, really, the Brownsburg's running offense, with the exception of one play, Chris, really non-existent. and they just can't get moving. They can't start running downfield.
Yeah, really.
On offense.
Yeah, I don't have total yards there in that first half, but you're absolutely right, Troy. I would say somewhere around, Westfield maybe 180, Brownsburg 80 yards, something like that. But weren't able to score, not able to move the ball much. Westfield defense dominated in that first half. Brownsburg defense, okay. No big trouble there, but we're going to go ahead and move into homecoming halftime festivities here.
We'll take just a short break here, and then we will be back to kind of talk about the homecoming activities. And Chris will have a first half recap for us and talk about some keys to riding the ship offensively for the Bulldogs in the second half. Thanks for joining us, everybody. You're listening to Brownsburg Bulldogs football on XRBRadio.com at 1610 a.m. Radio Brownsburg.
You're finally on your own, living in your own place, paying your bills, making your own decisions. When your decisions involve insurance and financial needs, it's nice to have a little help. State Farm Agent Pete Fay knows that being on your own shouldn't feel like being alone. Visit State Farm Agent Pete Fay at 431 East Northfield in Brownsburg. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. When plumbing problems arise, do you want a plumbing company with an impressive truck or fancy jingles? Well, of course not. You want your problem solved quickly and at an affordable price. At Westside Plumbing, we understand you want a plumber who is honest, respectful, and knows how to fix the problem. Westside Plumbing provides fast, professional plumbing service 7 days a week. When you invite Westside Plumbing into your home, be assured they'll be knowledgeable, timely, and will give your home the respect it deserves. Honesty, integrity, and respect. That's what you get when you call Westside Plumbing at 445-8399. That's 445-8399. Westside Plumbing, serving Brownsburg and all of Hendricks County. Registration is now open for spring 2015 classes at Ivy Tech Community College in Crawfordsville. Ivy Tech provides quality higher education that will challenge, inspire, and prepare you for success. The advisors on the Crawfordsville campus are ready to provide assistance with admission, registration, and financial aid questions. You can begin a new career or continue your education toward a bachelor's degree. Call 765-359-0570 or go to ivytech.edu for more information. Apply now at Ivy Tech in Crawfordsville and start on your career goals. And we do want to also remind you that Hendricks Regional Health wants you to get back to what you love. You can attend their next joint pain talk Thursday, October 9th with orthopedic surgeons Kyle Ritter and Chad Waits. Register at hendricks.org/talks. All right, folks. Homecoming activity underway. And all the nominated candidates for King and Queen are on the field now, advancing toward the near sideline with some of their parents. The big crowd all standing here. Of course, homecoming queen, King and Queen, always a big thing here at high school games. And Brownsburg does a fine production in the ceremonies here. So we will see.
We'll be carrying those. Can you hear me okay, Chris?
Yeah, we can.
We'll be carrying those on AudioSportsOnline.com, the visual feed. You can watch the homecoming court and festivities there.
Got a halftime score here for you, and I know you've been keeping up on this, but Avon 29, Fishers 14. Wow, Avon, boy, a big night down there for those guys. I wonder if they can hold on and maybe defeat the Fishers Tigers, which would be a bit of an upset, even though the game is at Avon.
And Fishers just played a fantastic game 2 weeks ago against Hamilton Southeastern, Hamilton Southeastern in front of a huge crowd up there in Hamilton County. Really kind of blew the Royals out.
Sure did.
Speaking of the Royals, Tigers are losing. The Royals are winning. They're up 2-0 on the White Sox.
There you go.
Pennant race continues. They're 2 games out with 2 to go, but looks pretty comfortable that Kansas City will make the playoffs for the first time in 29 years, make the postseason.
Well,
so those
the Cardinals I like, they're in the playoffs, but it's not comfortable at all. You never want to be in that one-game wild card. You need to get in the real playoffs. So they're playing for that this weekend.
Yep. Same situation.
Announcing the float winners here.
The freshmen, Team 2018.
Freshman win an award.
Second place in floats, I think. First place in the floats. Best float in this year's homecoming parade, the junior.
The Chamberlain Student Government selected Joe Stucker, representing the 2014 Grand Marshals. Mr. Stucker's many years of devotion to the students of Brownsburg High School,
A lot of times, of course, at halftime, a lot of the crowd will head outside for refreshments or a little break, whatever you have there. But a lot of them sticking around here to see this ceremony.
Pike and Warren Central playing tonight. That's going to be a basketball game on turf, if you will.
Boy,
Really.
what about Pike's schedule?
Oh,
they have played everybody.
Brutal.
Ben Davis.
Try and get a score as soon as we can for that game.
Warren Central.
The freshman class nominees are Abigail Cody, Sydney Kibbe, and Riley Edwards.
Beautiful night. Couldn't be better weather. A lot of people don't even have a coat on. Short sleeves, shorts, most of the order of the night here, if you will. The freshman class nominees on the field and going through their motions here. Halftime of homecoming game. Of course, a lot of graduates come back for this game. Big week for the school, the administrators, the student body, and the graduates of Brownsburg High School.
Last score we have of that Warren Central Pike game is quarterback Jordan Leach scores on a 12-yard keeper for Warren Central. The Warriors lead Pike 14-0 after a 2-point throw by Leach to Brian Alexander. That's 9:59 left to go in the second quarter.
Wow.
Try and get an update on that as soon as we can.
Well, in our game, Westfield a touchdown in each quarter. They lead 14-0. Mr. Caldwell has a touchdown, and they're able to find receiver number 88, Ben Lotfallen, has caught a TD pass from their quarterback, Ryan Pepio.
Looking forward to see if Akin Rabadi and that running game as a whole, whether it's him, Devontae Allen, like we kind of talked about, getting in the mix, can improve, make some adjustments there in the locker rooms for the second half.
Well, and also, you can talk about of course, the running back and quarterback, but that offensive line got a bit overwhelmed by Westfield's powerful defensive line. So Owen Gilbert at center there, the Westfield line, the Brownsburg line, going to have to improve their play here in the second half. Still introducing candidates here as they go through the classes.
Deborah and Stephen House and Joe Gilbert. Haley Long, daughter of
I know we've said it
Dave Long.
a number of times, but a beautiful night for outdoor high school football, outdoor athletics of any kind, but Indiana high school football tonight. Around the state, great weather.
Yeah, and of course this new stadium, it's new. This is only its second year in existence. It really looks good. The field turf looks brand new and green. Some of the older field turf starting to get a little worn. You can see that now, we saw a little bit at Fishers. But this one, green, beautiful, of course, with the purple background. Nice look as we look at our press box here, high above the BillEstes.com field at Roark Stadium in Brownsburg. IU Hoosiers in action tomorrow, Troy?
Tomorrow I got the Maryland Terrapins at Memorial Stadium. That's a 1:30 kickoff.
Is that Maryland's first Big Ten game?
It is Maryland's introduction to the Big Ten, and the Hoosiers, of course, coming off a huge win on the road against the SEC-ranked Missouri Tigers.
I think we have a king. The name we have is Mac Deaton. Mac Deaton on that. Very popular choice. He's got the crown on. Mr. Mac Deaton is the homecoming king here at Brownsburg.
I'm not sure who's prouder, him or his parents.
Yeah. Of course, the big moment coming up here. I think everybody waits for the queen a little more.
Yeah, I agree with that.
2014 Senior Homecoming Queen is Lauren Stout.
Lauren Stout, the homecoming queen, just announced here. So the king, Mr. Mac Deaton, Queen Lauren Stout. Big moment for them here. One they'll never forget in their lives. They are the homecoming king and queen for 2014.
Congratulations to all of the homecoming court from the freshman, sophomore, junior, and senior class of Brownsburg High School. And special congratulations to our homecoming king and queen. And we'll be back to football here pretty soon, folks. We're at halftime. We're about 11 minutes away from kickoff of the second half in the third quarter. The Bulldogs trail the Westfield Shamrocks 14-0. You're listening to Hoosier Crossroads Conference Football, the home of the Brownsburg Bulldogs, XRBRadio.com and 1610 AM Radio Brownsburg.
Panuni's Pizza and Wings in Brownsburg has something for everybody, and you don't even have to leave home. Call 286-3500 for free delivery to Pittsboro, Claremont, North Avon, and all of Brownsburg. Specialty pizza, calzones, breadsticks, and cheese bread all made in-house with Panuni's own hand-tossed dough. Not to mention Panuni's jumbo wings. Tell them you heard it from XRB and get 10% off of your order. Check out their Facebook page for specials. They're open Sunday through Thursday, 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. Friday and Saturday open till 11 p.m. Locally owned Panuni's Pizza and Wings on 1447 East Main in Brownsburg. And did you know Nelson Jewelers in Brownsburg has been serving Hendricks County and the west side of Indianapolis with an extensive selection of finer diamonds and gemstones since 1958? Nelson Jewelers is a family-owned jewelry store specializing in unique jewelry repair, appraisals, and watch repair. Nelson Jewelers, conveniently located downtown Brownsburg across from the Hendricks County Bank. Visit Nelson Jewelers for all of your jewelry needs at 22 East Main Street and online at nelsonjewelers.com. A little out of the way, very much out of the ordinary.
Well, we'll look ahead a little bit to, well, first of all, we'll take a look at the standings in the Hoosier Crossroads Conference. Fishers is atop the conference at 3-0. Fishers has been an offensive machine this year, Chris. 106 points on offense. They've held their opponents to only 37. They've won 11 straight games.
Yeah.
The Fishers Tigers have.
Of course, we love Tokes Akinrabadi as a running back, and Maurice Campbell may be the best back in the conference. He is fantastic. I don't know what offer sheets he has in college, but Mo Campbell for Fishers, fantastic.
And Mo has both touchdowns for the Tigers tonight, playing down the road in Avon. The Tigers trail in that game to Avon to open up or at halftime. Noblesville's 2-1. They're in second place. Westfield 2-1. Avon is in fourth place at 1-1. Brownsburg also at 1-1. Zionsville's 0-2 in the conference, and Hamilton Southeastern, overall, Zionsville's 0-2. Hamilton Southeastern is 0-3. Zionsville 1-4 in the conference, and HSE 1-4. Big transition for the Royals of Hamilton Southeastern at the bottom of the Hoosier Crossroads Conference. Usually one of the more formidable, offensive, fast, kind of athletic opponents that we face every year.
Yeah, surprised at that. Of course, these teams change every year. The coaches here talk about it. Players graduate, players move in and out, kids go up and down. There's a little bit of unknown factor each year on teams. But Hamilton Southeastern, we're used to excellence there, and they're down this year a little bit. Brownsburg will end their season at Hamilton Southeastern, so we hope they stay down, but somehow I imagine they'll improve, and that's always a tough game. I don't care what their record is. And Zionsville, too, down a little bit. We're used to excellence from them. So a couple road games. Brownsburg, including this one, has 2 home and 2 road. And next week, Brownsburg will be at Zionsville. Westfield next week is home against Avon.
The Shamrocks will host the Orioles.
Keep an eye on that score down there at Avon Forest, if you will, Troy. I'm sure you will this second half.
That was the Twitter, or not Twitter, the on-air no-no of some dead airspace there while I was fumbling through social media here.
Yeah, well, we're glad you're keeping up on that because that could be a big development. Hendricks Regional Health doing a good job, and they want you to get back to what you love. You can attend their next Joint Pain Talk Thursday, October 23rd. No, I'm sorry, one before that. There's the next Joint Pain Talk is on Thursday, October 9th with orthopedic surgeons Kyle Ritter and Chad Waits. You can register at hendricks.org/talks, and it's just that easy, hendricks.org/talks, and you can learn about all their programs and offerings at hendricks.org.
14-0 here. The Shamrocks lead, and the Bulldogs have made their way onto the field to start some pre-second half warm-ups.
Yeah, you mentioned it, Troy. Brownsburg's going to have to vary their offense somehow. They're going to have to get something done here. We may see some trickeration, if you will. Let's try, I don't know if you're going to try a fake punt, but you can do a reverse on a kickoff. You're going to have to score some other way. It'd be nice if the defense maybe could intercept one, run that back. Let's run a kickoff or a punt return back for a touchdown. Something's going to have to break through like that to change the momentum of this game.
The Warren Central has scored another touchdown right before the half. They lead Pike now 21-0 with 1:02 to play in the second quarter. Warren Central, after that pretty sound defeat of Ben Davis, that was 2 weeks ago, I believe. No, last week.
Yeah.
They have really made a statement. Carmel's still the number 1 team in 6A football in the state. But Warren Central got to be a factor in the back of everyone's minds as contending for that state championship later on this year.
Yeah, they were down a little bit last year, but roaring back this year. Pike, we talk about how great they are, and of course Beau Trudeau, their fine quarterback's putting up big numbers. I think he has over 1,400 yards passing so far, but their record could be like 2-4 after this if they lose this game. But you look at their schedule and you don't wonder why for too long. That's a monster schedule Pike's played. They're taking on any and all comers, and of course that's a tough conference as well as the Hoosier Crossroads Conference, which features our teams tonight. Brownsburg and Westfield.
On the south side, Bloomington North leads my alma mater, the Parameridian Falcons, 22-7. That game is at halftime. Brebeuf leads 10-7 over Roncalli at the half, also on the south side.
It may be hard to get. I'd like to know a Tri-West score. Tri-West out here in Hendricks County with their great quarterback senior now, Jake Hendershot, is 4-1 going into this week.
See if we can find that score. We don't have the luxury of having Mr. Scott at home sending us all those updates.
Yeah, he's going to work Avon games the rest of the year. He did text me an update at halftime there, the Avon Fishers game. So, yeah, we depend on Brian. He's really good at that.
Up the road a little bit in Boone County, Western Boone leads Southmont. Rebo up 27-14. I did find the light switch. I was struggling. I apologize to our listeners and to my cohorts in the booth with actually seeing the roster. And then I discovered that we were sitting in the dark. So I turned the lights on and kind of did away with the more intimate lighting of the booth.
There's also a great song about that, Dancing in the Dark.
There is. It is Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band.
That's right.
Did you really drive to E Street?
I found E Street in Washington, D.C.
I did.
Like, it was like destiny. Like, I looked up, and then I realized in Washington, D.C., the streets.
You have E Street, Northwest, Southwest.
You got E,
yeah.
A, B, C, D, and then you realize, I think we were staying on like H Street.
Yeah.
And I realized there's got to be an E Street. So,
Here it
like,
was.
almost as soon as we went to the White House, it was then to E Street.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
Though there was no E Street band.
That game is now at the half. Warren Central leads Pike 21-0. So 14-0 here. The Shamrocks, not a lot of offense to speak of. One nice run from Tokes Akinrabadi, and a few nice pass plays early on in the first quarter there from Hunter Johnson to Tyler Kurtz.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's been hard. It seems like Johnson has been flushed out of the pocket. He's been rolling to his right and his left a lot. Doesn't look comfortable. Got a lot of happy feet back there. That big push by the defensive line of the Shamrocks.
Yeah, and overall, let's see, that would be 10 out of 20 passing. He was 9 out of 15 in the first quarter, but only 1 out of 5 in the second quarter, so 50% passer in the first half. Seemed like he was off on his throws a bit. Now, we've come to expect excellence from Hunter, but Westfield defense, they're also putting some pressure on him with the rush. But just 50% passing so far for the sophomore quarterback, Hunter Johnson, for Brownsburg. So I know they're going to look to heal that a bit. I would imagine we are going to see that short passing game come into more of an effect here for Brownsburg in the second half. Take a little pressure off Tokes, trying to bust through that big Westfield line. Yes, let's look for more passing. We talked about it, but I think you're going to see Vincent Lisman get involved a little bit. I don't know that we saw, Troy, 80, Cam Davis took a big hit there. I'm not sure if he came back. We'll have to watch for that here in the second half.
Kind of looked like he got the wind knocked out of him and wasn't really suffering from an injury or something that would take him out of the game. But you're right. I don't believe we did see him back. I don't know if that was by virtue of the offensive sets that they were running or by virtue of the fact that he may have been injured more than we thought.
Well, Brownsburg's been able to score this year, so I think we're going to see a more diversified offense here in the second half. They're averaging just over 24 points a game, and that's against good competition. So I don't think Westfield's going to hold them scoreless. Let's see what adjustments the coaches made again. Your homecoming queen, Mr. Mark Deaton, the queen, Lauren Stout.
Homecoming 2014 here in Brownsburg. Chris said, a packed house tonight. Well over 4,000 on hand. See, Chris, I gave my son the option of going to the concession stand, and he could either have a diet soda and no candy or water and candy. And I believe he's taken
Way to go, Ben.
That's the best I could do. He did a good job of negotiating, but
I love it.
it looks like he chose the water and candy route, and he also brought his dad a water, and I appreciate that.
Very
son.
good
Thank
job,
you very
Ben.
much.
Ben's going to the IU game tomorrow, of course. Boy, you're going to have good weather.
Yep, it's going to be sunny and 80. Ben,
1:30
and,
kickoff.
1:30 kickoff. Ben, my better half, Kristen, and my son Ben, and my daughter Sydney will all be in attendance.
Great. You know, a game I want to see tomorrow night is a Big Ten game. Illinois is at Nebraska. Anytime you get a Nebraska home game, I like that. So
I like that environment. One of the best environments
Yeah.
in football. Of course, the Cornhuskers have been on kind of some bad luck these
Right.
last couple of years. What I was going to say, Chris, is you know, the last couple of years, the offense for the Bulldogs was, I mean, just to be frank, was very vanilla. And you know, we didn't see a lot of adjustments even at halftime when something wasn't working. I don't really know how many options they had adjustment-wise, as far as, you know, Akim Body was kind of maturing. Wasn't the
Yeah.
running back last year that he is this year, obviously, but he was still good. And, of course, the year before that. But it seems that now that's all kind of changed a bit. And really,
Sure.
I'm not
Well-
I don't find myself shocked when they come out and throw 3 straight passes like we used
Right.
to.
Well, it's all because of this summer, the Hunter Johnson, sophomore quarterback, who got thrown in as a freshman right to the fire last year after an injury to a senior quarterback. They knew Hunter had talent, but this summer he did a lot of work at camps at Notre Dame and several other different camps, and his talent kind of blossomed and he's grown and got stronger. So they knew he could throw some. So you're going to have to get out of that flex bone now and start using his passing talents, mix in some good wide receivers. We've seen Tyler Kurtz come in. So now your offense is able to do things, and the defense just can't stack against Tokes. Another thing the offense changed over the summer, and it's looked good so far, this game having trouble, but they moved Tokes from kind of a wing back or just off the line of scrimmage in that flex bone. They moved him back behind the line of scrimmage 7 or 8 yards, and that allows him more time to get ahead of steam up, if you will, read his blocks and make cuts and run. The coaches really love Tokes' vision downfield, and they say he's very good at setting up and using his blocks. So if you move him back off the line more, 7 or 8 yards, and get him running first and that he can see ahead, it may allow him a better success as a runner, and we've seen that so far with 940 yards. It's just that Westfield defense has shut him down here tonight. So let's see if they vary the offense. Short passing game is what we look for here in the second half for Brownsburg Bulldogs. Both teams on the field now, warming up. We'll have second half action for you in just a second. We do want to thank all of our sponsors because you are listening to Brownsburg Varsity Football on XRBRadio.com and XRB Radio 1610 AM. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by McDonald's, Nelson Jewelers, Northfield Self Storage, Panuni's, Pete Fayer State Farm Agent, the Payroll Department, Westside Plumbing, Ivy Tech, and Hendricks Regional Health.
14-0 Westfield. We're getting ready to get underway here at the second half in front of a packed house at BillEstes.com Field at CF Roark Stadium, the campus of Brownsburg High School in Brownsburg, Indiana. Little Hoosier Crossroads Conference football. Kind of a remaking of the conference also in the off-season, Chris, as the Lafayette schools and McCutcheon are dropped from the conference. Fishers, Noblesville, Westfield, Avon, Brownsburg, Zionsville, and Hamilton Southeastern. So it's a Hamilton County, Boone County, and Hendricks County conference now.
Yeah, I like it.
I do too. And when we got to take a trip down to Franklin.
Yeah, that was
a
fun.
few weeks ago at a beautiful facility down there at the Franklin Community High School, home of the Grizzly Cubs. Nice competitive football game. Was exciting to watch.
Yeah.
So opens up that opportunity to go some other places.
Troy, I'm sorry, you have it there. Look at the conference schedule next week. Somebody has a very interesting out-of-conference game that we would not have seen.
Well, let's see here.
Anything there next week?
Friday, October 3rd, Avon is at Westfield. Brownsburg is at Zionsville. Those are all 7 p.m. starts. Hamilton Southeast will be at Noblesville. That game is at 7:30. And then Fishers post Tech, which I think would be a really interesting game. Tech is beating Shortridge tonight, 28-7. We just had that score come across. You know, that's one of those aspects of IHSA football now, the IPS schools, and a little bit of a resurgence in football. Of course, Tech last year, I believe, was in the state championship game, in basketball. And had a pretty successful football season, actually, last year and maybe even the year before that, especially the year before that. So, that will be the interesting competition there between Fishers and Tech. That game is at Fishers, 7 p.m. next Friday night, October the 3rd.
Yeah, resurgence of Indianapolis Tech has been good to see, and boy, you didn't want to mess with that basketball team. We saw them at Brownsburg was in that regional with Southport, and And Tech also, so that was tough down there. But that Tech resurgence in both basketball and football.
How'd halftime go, guys?
We think it went well.
Good. I had a good time. I went out, talked to several of my former teachers. Bill Titus, former athletic director
Excellent.
here.
Coming back for homecoming?
Yeah, well, no, he's always here. He's the athletic director at the middle school now. He ran the Harris Academy for a while. Miss Carol Watkins, my math teacher, would not have got out of high school if she hadn't helped me get through math. And I saw our friends Taryn and Troy Mason.
Oh, did you? Taryn and Troy Mason, they friends of the show and personal friends as well.
Westfield going to get the ball first here. Brownsburg defense needs to come out, establish a stop right away, and then let's see a change in the offense for Brownsburg in this second half.
Here we go. The Bulldogs will be kicking off and doing the kicking duties as usually is number 16, Jose Hacker. And it is a driving kick that will not make the end zone. It is fielded and dropped at the 5-yard line.
Get him.
Picked back up, and he has dropped at about the 11-yard line. So that's where the Shamrocks will take over. That was number 2, Cameron Harrison for the Shamrocks on the return after the kind of the muffed kickoff return. He returns at about 7 yards for the Shamrocks. They'll take over their 1st and 10. They lead it 14-0.
Yeah, Mike McCoy, a starter on defense, going to limp over to the sidelines. He got a little ankle injury or something on his foot there during that return game, and they're going to need Mike McCoy. He's one of their leading tacklers.
Passing out the shotgun and dropped on the first play from scrimmage, and he had a lot of turf, Flayon did.
Boy, that was a good fake. Faked it to Mr. Caldwell there, and then came up firing just right through the hands of Lotfallion.
Pepio did not he really threw it. It was a nice pass. He led him a little bit and went right between his hands. Pepio out of the shotgun. Caldwell the lone back. Fakes the handoff again and throws it right back that way on the same play, and it's complete to Lafayette again.
Big Ben went back to the offensive huddle, said, "Can we try that again?" I was
One
open.
more shot.
He was able to catch that ball for a
Across
short
the
game.
20 to the 21. It'll be short of the first down. It'll bring up about 3rd and 2 for the Shamrocks. Pepio out of the shotgun, gives the ball to Caldwell, looking for a couple yards. He's dropped.
Big play.
Dropped for a loss of about 2 on the play. That'll bring up 3rd down. No, it is 4th down. It'll be 4th and probably about 4. And that's a big stop for the Bulldogs to start the second half.
Yeah.
Change in momentum there.
Big Jake Trout, we just talked about it. Brownsburg defense needed a big stand there, and they made it.
Gullinger is back to receive the punt. He'll stage himself at about his own 45-yard line.
Come on, Brad. Get a good return here.
And on to kick for the Shamrocks is Joseph Crambier.
I'm going to put a rush on. Might try to get in there and block this thing.
Here's the snap. Crambier, a low snap, feels it. Oh, getting in there, and it is bounces at midfield, and Gullinger had no shot.
Boy, that's going to
that was a rushed punt, but it was a really nice punt, kind of a straight line kick that Gullinger could not field, and it is down to the 25-yard line. That's where the Bulldogs will take over.
It's interesting.
1st and 10.
I was just going to say, it's interesting at the high school level where kickers don't kick the balls far in the air. All these schools, most schools in central Indiana going to this field turf has really changed the kicking game because you can kick the ball on the ground, a line drive kick, and it'll roll. Another 20 yards. Punting averages, I would gather, have increased over the past 5 years.
I would say that was a 35, 45. That was a 56-yard punt. So 10:35 to play in the third quarter, 14-0. Hunter Johnson out of the shotgun. Hands the ball to Toksok and Rabati. Trying to get outside, gets a nice block, cuts upfield, and can get really nowhere. He dives forward for a gain of about 1, maybe 2 yards. Going to bring up 2nd down and about 8 for the Bulldogs.
Okay, now we wanted to see what's going to change for the Brownsburg offense in the second half. Now, Rob there, he tried to bounce it to the outside a little bit. We wanted him to get out and on the edge. They tried it on that first play. Westfield defense, again, made the stop.
They got so many guys on the line of scrimmage that it would be, again, I don't want to be the broken record, but it'd be very easy to roll Johnson out with the far side of the field now being the east side of the field to roll him out there and really get him out in space.
Well, the other thing is, too, that was kind of that they ran that stretch play there, like Chris said, coming on the near side. Johnson's going to pass it, and he overthrows the wide receiver. That's Devontae Allen, who it was intended for, on the far side of the field. It'll bring up 3rd and about 8.
Hunter a little off there. Ever since that first quarter, not passing right on the mark here for Hunter Johnson. Now, Rob, I want to ask you said broken records. Back in your DJ days when you were actually spinning, were you actually spinning some vinyl?
I never actually spun records. I always had a computer.
No carts?
No
even cards?
No, I was
computer?
all in the computer era of broadcasting.
Such a baby. Hunter Johnson out of the shotgun, looking, throws, and that was intended
Short.
again for that was actually intended for Vincent Lisbon. Throws it short. Lisbon tried to turn around and catch it, could not.
Boy, after that pass, Hunter had his head down a little bit. He's a little discouraged here, not throwing the ball well here after the first quarter. And that's going to force a Clare punt. He has punted already 4 times tonight. Brownsburg set to punt. Michael Clare, number 10, back.
Back to receive for the Shamrocks, number 17, Kobe Hauser. He staged at about his own 35, 36-yard line. Clare takes the low snap. It actually bounced. And I'm not sure if that ball was not down. Chris or Rob, can you correct me on the rule? But if the ball hits the turf, is it not down?
No, it's
on the
knee.
punt?
He has to have the knee.
Yeah.
Knee has to be touching the ground while you hold the ball.
And there's that rolling field turf punt that you just talked about, Rob. Got some extra yardage on that. Westfield will take over.
You know, I may after my career in government's over, I may become a high school football coach.
You could. That would be great.
I could be like Tony Hinkle and coach all sports.
Well, you know what? I was thinking back. The play in the past I'm thinking of was when the punter goes down to field it, and when he goes down to get the ball off the turf, his knee hits the ground, makes him down there still.
You were about 50% right.
I was 50%.
Which doesn't make you wrong.
But I was completely incorrect. Pepio takes the shotgun, gives the handout. No, he's going to throw the football. He's going to throw it way downfield, and he overthrew the wide receiver. That pass was intended for number 85, Nick Henderson, who was in a dead sprint. Who was on the covers there, Worley? Did you see?
I did not. I'm sorry. Oh, it looks like Noah Devney was back
Noah
there.
Devney. Couldn't quite make out the number. He was running sideways.
So he just kind of heaved that ball downfield. Give Westfield credit trying to stretch the defense here, going deep on that first play from scrimmage on this possession.
Well, it was number 19, Noah Devney, as Chris said. Pepio out of the shotgun. He's going to throw the no. He's going to keep it. He's going to run. Breaking across the line of scrimmage and getting down across the 40, diving forward to about the 41-yard line. He's going to be short of the first down by about a yard, and that's going to bring up 3rd and 1.
Yep, pretty good run there. Just kind of snaked his way through the defense. Seth Bronger on the tackle for Brownsburg.
Shamrock to the line quickly. Pepio out of the shotgun. Caldwell. Now they're going to pause, look to the sideline for the play. 3 play callers with the hand signals and the sign signals on the Westfield sidelines. Pepio out of the shotgun. He's going to run, looking for the first down. Cuts outside. He's got it. Dives forward. He's got it by about 2 yards. They're going to call him down at the 44-yard line of the Shamrocks. 1st and 10, Westfield.
2 straight runs by the quarterback. That was a design run. He took that snap, didn't even fake a pass, took off around the right tackle, and made a first down for Westfield.
Pepio out of the shotgun. Hands it off. No, he does not hand it off to Caldwell. Throws it to the right side and complete. And falling forward close to another first down for the Shamrocks. That is number 85. That's Nick Henderson again. He's going to hobble off to the Westfield sidelines.
You know, actually, I think that's Milo Beam.
Is it?
85. Henderson got hurt, and Milo took over his number there. So Milo Beam. We see the homecoming king, Mr. Mac Deaton, making his way.
That is Milo Beam. You're correct. The junior 6'2 wide receiver.
Through the crowd.
Handoff goes to Caldwell, and he's hit the line of scrimmage, but bounces off a defender. Still on his feet. Across the 40 to the 35 to about the 34-yard line. The Bulldogs, 1st and 10 for Westfield.
So strong, Caldwell. Boy, he's just powering through the Brownsburg defense. Little Brad Geilinger, Mr. Reliable back there to safety and cornerback position, finally brought him down after a big gain for Westfield.
Roll the clock. Pepio out of the shotgun. Hands it off to a new back now. Diving forward across the 30 to, probably going to call him down at about the 30-yard line. I believe that is number 23. It is number 23, Brandon Karsnick.
If I'm Brownsburg, I would call a timeout right here. This is too important a possession. Team looks tired. They look confused.
They're very tired. Throwing to the right side and complete over on the far sideline. Lotfalyan.
Yeah, this has hurry up, speed up offense by Westfield is going to make you tired. You don't have a lot of time to make substitutions. Rob, that may be a good call because this is an important possession. You do not want to go down 3 scores here in the third quarter to Westfield. That Brownsburg needs to stop and get the ball back.
Lafayette short of the first down. The handoff is going to go again to the back, number 23, Brandon Karsnick. He's a junior, 5'7", 150 pounds, and he is across the marker for the first down. And it'll be 1st and 10 for the Shamrocks at the Brownsburg 21-yard line.
Bryce Toll and Trout again. Jake Trout on the stop for the Brownsburg defensive line. First down.
Karsnick checks out. Checking back into the game is the starting running back, Elvin Caldwell. Pepio out of the shotgun. Caldwell's the lone back. Rolling to his right. Pepio's going to throw. He's got a man wide open, and he missed him. Nothing but purple end zone open ahead of him for number 80, Max McCool.
Yeah, threw that ball high. He had Max over the middle there. Max ran a good pattern, got himself just beyond the Brownsburg defense, but the ball high, unable to bring it in.
Want to say hi to Brian and Laura P. Traits, who are listening and watching us tonight. Brian, a great Bulldog fan, has actually done some basketball games with me in the past.
Yeah, Laura, of course, active.
Lovely Laura, so we do want to say thank you.
Caldwell takes it across the 5, or across the 10 to the 5, diving forward. He's in for a touchdown.
Put that run on the highlight reel.
He's just absolutely unable to bring him down, powering forward for the Shamrocks, and they lead it 20-0 with the extra point coming.
Wow, what a run. If we had the big media here attention, that would be on the 11:20 news because he broke several Brownsburg defensive tackles and a good run there by Elvin Caldwell.
Extra point coming, and on to kick for Westfield is number 9, Nick Dowd. Looking for his 3rd conversion, and it is up, and it is good. And at the 6:59 mark to go in the third quarter, after a nice drive, the Westfield Shamrocks lead the Brownsburg Bulldogs 21-0. You're listening to Bulldogs Football, XRBRadio.com, and 1610 AM Radio Brownsburg.
Nothing makes you think of the future like holding it in your arms. The wonder of being a new parent includes planning for your child's future, and now's the time to start looking to someone who's been there from the start. State Farm agent Pete Fay in Brownsburg can ensure your life insurance will keep pace with your family's growing financial needs. So for more information on life insurance, visit State Farm agent Pete Fay at 431 East Northfield, Suite 100 in Brownsburg. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. You know, if you're a business owner with or without employees, you're probably wondering about your payroll. What about taxes, child support, auditing, Social Security? It can be a bit overwhelming, but we've got the answer for you, the Payroll Department Incorporated. The Payroll Department Incorporated can help put your mind at ease where all these problems are concerned. Locally owned and operated for over 20 years. Call today at 852-2568 or stop by the Payroll Department Incorporated, 701 North Green Street in Brownsburg.
21-0 Westfield, 6:59 left to go in the third quarter. The Bulldogs really need to get a nice drive put together here, and not one that takes a lot of clock.
10 plays on that Westfield drive. Just 2 of them passes before that big run by Caldwell, and that puts them up 21-0. Brownsburg has to answer back with some kind of score here, Troy. And Rob.
Kickoff is up, and it is across the line, across the goal line, and for a touchback. Fielded in the end zone that time by number 82, Isaiah O'Neill for the Bulldogs. They will take over 1st and 10 at their own 20. They trail 21-0 here in the third quarter.
Rob, give me a full report. Where are the Bears at this weekend?
Well, the Bears play the Green Bay Packers from beautiful Soldier Field. And that was quite the win against the Jets on Monday Night Football.
Yeah. Packers, the big game.
Game of the year.
Bears have made some changes on the offensive line, got some time to pass.
They did. They haven't had guys injured, but they got a new blocking scheme. Yep. They got a coach that actually understands how to move the football.
Hunter Johnson out of the shotgun. Ackerman bodies the lone back. 3 wide receiver set to the near side, and Hunter's going to throw it.
I like
across the middle, and it is...
Did that bounce?
I think it bounced. We'll see what the call by the official is. No, they're going to call it incomplete.
Lisman says he has a catch, and they're going to go back. That's an incomplete pass.
Vincent Lisman, the pass intended for him. It's incomplete across the middle. Diving for it was Lisman.
0 for 3 in the second half here for Hunter Johnson. Really struggling tonight in the passing department. He was effective in the first quarter, but not since then.
Johnson with the play call out of the huddle. He's in the shotgun. Ackerman by the lone back. 2 wide receiver set to each side. Johnson takes the snap. He's going to run the football, and he's wrapped up the line of scrimmage and dropped for a loss of 1.
Yep, that's a design play. They wanted him to run out of that shotgun formation. But again, 93 who has played a good game. Michael Patterson, a senior, 5'9", 240 for Westfield, made another play along that defensive front. Really impressed with the Westfield defensive line. Their linebackers have made some plays, but that Westfield defensive line has been outstanding. Of course, number 30, Jacob Robinson, made a lot of plays from the linebacker position for them, but that defensive line for Westfield, very tough here tonight.
Going to bring up 3rd and 13 from their own 17 for the Bulldogs.
Come on, fellas.
Johnson out of the shotgun. 3 wide receiver set to the near side. And Johnson's going to throw it to the near sideline. It is tipped and out of bounds. The pass was intended for number 80, Cameron Davis. And that'll bring up 4th down. And the Bulldogs will have to kick again, and they just cannot get it together on offense.
Finally tried to throw one to Cam Davis there. Close, but just not successful there. And Clare will be out for his 6th punt of the night. There's been a couple games where Michael Clare has not punted at all for Brownsburg, but this Westfield defense pitching a shutout here with 6:10 left, third quarter.
No punts against Franklin 2 weeks ago, I don't think. Is that right, Chris?
I think so, yeah.
Or 3 weeks ago, I guess it would be. The kick is bouncing at midfield and rolling, fielded at the 40 and dropped, and now they're going to call a horse collar or a face mask tackle against the Bulldog defender.
Well, from a Brownsburg's perspective, we talk about offensively, Westfield, because Brownsburg is not stretching the offense, and by that I mean a lot of pitch plays or stretch runs or as we talked about most notably, rolling the quarterback, Westfield's able to keep all those defenders inside the middle portion of the field, and it's making it very hard to move the football, and those passes they're running are really set plays. They're not looking off multiple receivers. It's designed to go to one guy, and because Westfield is really shortening the field of play, it's making it difficult to move the football.
Very true, Rob.
Couldn't agree with you more. And like you guys talked about, is they're going to have to come up with something a little more creative, whether run a reverse, a flea flicker, something.
Statue of Liberty.
Statue of Liberty. And we'll take anything at this point.
Officials. And that penalty went against Westfield on that.
No, it looked like the penalty was
5 yards.
Well, now we're going to – I guess it was against Westfield. It's a 5-yard penalty.
He threw it, the official in the area most close to the area, the returner and the solo tackler threw the flag. I don't know why.
And now we're going to have a discussion amongst the officials. I'm not sure what we're –
Hey, by the way, while we're waiting, Pumpkin Smash Bash, October 4th.
Yep.
Town Hall Lawn, 11 to 4 p.m. Proceeds are going to benefit the Brownsburg before and after school enrichment program, which benefits Brownsburg Parks. I'll be there emceeing. It's going to be a ton of fun. So get the lawn at Brownsburg Town Hall October 4th from 11 to 4 p.m.
Can you guarantee us good weather, Rob?
I'm going to do my best. I get
Pepio
a
out of the
t-shirt.
Shotgun, throws it across the middle. It is complete. That's Lotfalion again. And it's a short gain on the play, only about 4 yards.
Mike McCoy there on the Brownsburg defense had him wrapped up immediately after the catch. Westfield in a hurry-up attack mode still here in the third quarter with 5:40 left.
Handoff goes to Caldwell. He breaks the 45, diving towards midfield, and he's held up at about the 49. That's the first down marker. We're going to see if he has enough for the first down. The sideline official says he's a little short, and I think he will be. They're going to say it's going to make it 4th and 1, right? No, 3rd and 1.
3rd and less than 1, actually.
Yeah, 3rd and just a couple inches, really. 3rd and inches for Westfield. And Pepio is going to come up to the sideline, or up to the center. He's going to dive forward. He actually got about 2 yards on the play, so it'll be a first down for the Shamrocks.
We saw this last year from Westfield. Of course, they had a big quarterback, and I forget his name. Nick Ferrer. He went on to play college ball, small college ball somewhere. But they run a dynamic offense. We're complaining about Brownsburg's offensive mix. Westfield here in the past 2 years, we've seen them in this conference. They run a dynamic offense, a lot of different sets, a lot of people involved in their offense.
Pepio will be out of the shotgun again. Caldwell's the lone back. 1 receiver to the far side, 2 to the near. They lead it 21-0 here in the third quarter. High snap. Pepio handles it. Throwing downfield and wide open, and he dropped it.
Wow, break there for Brownsburg.
Number 13 on the far sideline, Andrew Sweet. I say he dropped it, but Pepio threw it over his head. He had to go up and try and get it, and if he gets him in stride, he had torched the Brownsburg defender and was gone for a touchdown.
Ball, I think, that should have been caught. It was a tough catch, but
I agree, should have been caught.
Bulldog lineman just looked tired.
Pepio takes the call in from the sideline. Caldwell's the lone back. Pepio's going to keep it. Breaks the tackle across the 40. Still going forward. Dives down to the 35. Enough for a first down for the Shamrocks on the legs of their quarterback. 1st and 10 for Westfield.
What a ball fake that time. I thought the running
That's
back had the
what I was
football.
looking at. I know it. That was a great fake, and about 4 Brownsburg defenders tackled the guy he faked that to. Great play there. But eventually, Brownsburg made the play with Seth Bronger.
Pepio remains out of the shotgun. Caldwell remains the lone back. 2 wide receivers to the near side, 1 to the far. 10 on the play clock. Pepio hands it off to Caldwell, motoring to the far side of the field, diving across the 30 to about the 29-yard line.
Coach Kendall, I'm going to ask you this. You know, with the style of offense and the way they're able to run the ball, Westfield just keeps the ball on the ground now. They should be able to grind out this clock and hold on to the ball and really make it tough to come back against.
Yeah, why would you do anything else? Again, Brownsburg hasn't done a lot to adjust strategy against this vaunted Westfield running attack.
High snap, again handled by Pepio. He's going to hold on to the football, and he's going to run it, and he's ankle tackled, but he gets enough for the first down across the 20 to the 19. Well, that was Gullinger, I think, wasn't it? With the nice open field tackle that might have saved the touchdown.
Good job, Brad. 7 plays on this drive, 5 of them runs for Westfield. Very effective, moving the ball still.
Pepio out of the shotgun again. This handoff goes to Caldwell, hits the line of scrimmage, and dives forward to about the 14. One of the Brownsburg defenders lost his helmet there. That's number 44, Storm Garnett.
Adam Dixon running on. We are seeing them try to mix in a few different defensive players here now, Rob, trying to get in some rested players. Damon Jackson, number 73, will check in, too, for Brownsburg D.
They got to put the beef in there up front.
Pepio out of the shotgun. Going to keep the football. No, he did. He got it off to Caldwell, and he's met the line of scrimmage.
Bryce Toll among a host of Brownsburg tacklers there. There's a good play. Clock rolling now under 3 minutes, third quarter.
You got to give a lot of credit to Westfield as a program. They were really bottom feeders in the Hoosier
for a long
Conference
time.
for a long time.
Yeah.
And now they're amongst the best teams. So great job on their revitalization.
Going to build a new stadium next year, a multi-million-dollar facility. I don't know who's paying for it, Rob. Public dollars,
Is that
tax
Westfield?
dollars. I do not know.
You're not paying for it,
I'm
right?
not paying for it.
Westfield, you're talking about?
Yes.
A lot of good
stadium.
sports activities going on up in Westfield. A Grand Park as well. Pepio
Great
fires
play,
it
Brad.
across the ball, intended there for, that's number 80. Who is that? That's number 8. That's Max McCool for Westfield.
Boy, Brad Geilander, great defensive player right there. Got his hand in front of the receiver and knocked that pass down just before a catch. Brad playing a heck of a game here tonight.
You mentioned Westfield's new stadium that they're going to build. You talk about a school that could really use it. I mean, boy, they just outdated
Right.
press box, outdated
yeah.
football facility. So
Yeah.
congratulations to them.
Yeah. Field goal, our first field goal attempt tonight.
Yep, Shamrocks are going to try a field goal, and on to kick for them is number 9, Nick Dowd. It's going to be a 30-yard attempt. It is down, and it is up, and it is no good.
No
It's
good.
wide left. So defensive hold there for the Bulldogs. After Westfield was really moving the ball impressively, running and passing. Pepio with some quarterback keepers as well. They lead it 21-0 still. And we are at the 2:27 mark left to go in the third quarter. You're listening to Brownsburg Bulldog Football, XRBRadio.com, and 1610 AM Radio Brownsburg.
Registration is now open for spring 2015 classes at Ivy Tech Community College in Crawfordsville. Ivy Tech provides quality higher education that will challenge, inspire, and prepare you for success. You can apply now at Ivy Tech in Crawfordsville and start on your career goals. Go to ivytech.edu for more information.
And Akrabati breaks it across the 30 on the handoff, down to the 31, and that's enough for a first down. The Bulldogs get a little running game going there.
You know, not scoring on that Westfield drive didn't hurt them too much. They ate up a lot of clock on that and ran, 10 plays. It was a good drive.
Worley mentioned Ivy Tech. I do want to say I did attend Ivy Tech, so I can vouch for the if I can do it, anybody can do it.
You can say that again.
2:09 left to play in the third quarter. Johnson going from under center. He's got a man open downfield, but oh my gosh. Tipped and almost intercepted. Number 25, Stan Mattingly, had a pick six all the way.
You got to love number 3 for Westfield throwing up his hand, Smith, saying, "How did you not catch that ball?"
It looked like as he was rolling to his right there that Johnson had a receiver open, kind of streaking downfield on that right hash mark. I believe that it was Devontae Allen.
Hunter Johnson threw 2 picks last week. Almost won there.
Johnson from under center gives the ball to Akram Rabadi, who makes a nice run after he's hit the line of scrimmage and dives forward for a gain of about 4. That's going to bring up 3rd and 6 for the Bulldogs.
Just got a nice text from our good friend Marcus Fredwell. He's watching and listening to the game tonight.
So
Marcus,
it's Jimmy Johns.
Marcus actually delivered into Town Hall the other day. I was sitting in there, and here comes Marcus.
Marcus
I've
has
never,
been on the
I've
air.
never ordered a sandwich from Jimmy John's. Delivery.
You should Marcus.
Marcus, yeah.
Marcus, come to your house.
Yeah.
I stopped in there tonight and saw Marcus. Terrific job.
Johnson takes the snap. Akram Rabadi to the far side, trying to turn the corner. He cannot, and it'll bring up another 4th down for the Bulldogs.
My, oh, my. Hunter's had a bad night passing, but then again, you're going to give Tokes the ball on the outside, see if he can pick up first down.
You got to go for it here.
Not really close.
They're not going to. Boy, you're running out of possessions at this point.
Claire has
Minute
punted
16,
6 times in this game.
minute 16 left to go in the third, so really the fourth quarter just remains 12 minutes in the fourth quarter after this possession by the Shamrocks. See if the Dogs have anything up their sleeve here. Low snap, low kick, received at the 35 to the 40 to the 45, diving towards midfield down to the 47, and that's where Westfield will take over 1st and 10. Minute 07 left to play in the third quarter. Shamrocks lead the Bulldogs 21-0. You're listening to Bulldogs Football, XRBradio.com at 1610 a.m. Radio Brownsburg.
What is a good neighbor? It's someone nearby who helps make your life a little easier. It's State Farm agent Pete Fay. He takes the time to understand your insurance and financial needs. So whether you're preparing for your child's college education or planning for your retirement, get the kind of help you'd expect from a good neighbor. Visit State Farm agent Pete Fay at 431 East Northfield, Suite 100 in Brownsburg. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Hey, don't forget, we are on Twitter. Real quick. Go ahead, Troy.
Pepio to the line quick for the Shamrocks, and there's a pass interference call. The pass was intended for number 82, Austin Kukura. He is held by number 25 for the Bulldogs. It's Michael McCoy, the 6'1 defender. So it'll be pass interference against Brownsburg. Go ahead, Rob.
I was just going to say, we are all on Twitter if you should want to engage us in social media. I'm at Rob M. Kendall. Troy?
At T. Weimer 11.
And
1-1.
Chris?
At Worley CPW.
So, should you want to engage us on social media tonight as the fourth quarter begins, or is set to begin soon?
So that'll be a first down for the Shamrocks. It'll be 1st and 10 from the Brownsburg 43-yard line. Pepio out of the shotgun. Caldwell not in the game. He has gone to the sideline. 2 wide receiver set to the near side. Fakes the handoff. Looking downfield. He's going to throw it, and it's complete at the 20-yard line. Caught by number 80, Max McCool. They've been trying to get him involved in the offensive scheme all night, and there's the first long complete pass to McCool. 1st and 10 for the Shamrocks, and they are threatening here at the closing moments of the third quarter.
Yeah, nice ball thrown downfield out to the sideline by Pepio. Saw Max make a fine catch. That was one of his better downfield throws of the night.
50 seconds in the clock running, closing seconds of the third quarter. Pepio out of the shotgun.
Brownsburg.
2-back set. He's going to fake the handoff. He's going to throw. It is completed at the 10-yard line, and slipping and falling as he is tackled is the H-back. That's number 34, Matt Krupe. He's a senior, 6 foot, 187 pounds.
Michael McCoy on the tackle. Brownsburg needs a turnover right here.
That they do.
They need a turnover.
So we're going to have do we have a timeout on the field? Something the Westfield line is lining up, but their quarterback's walking to the sideline. There's been no indication from the officials.
They're going to let the quarter wind out.
They're going to let the quarter wind down is what they're going to do. So 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2, closing minutes, seconds of the third quarter. At the end of 3, BillEstes.com field at CF Roark Stadium in Brownsburg, Indiana. The Bulldogs trail the Westfield Shamrocks 21-0. You're listening to Hoosier Crossroads Conference Football, XRBradio.com at 1610 a.m. Radio Brownsburg.
Stop in any Brownsburg or Avon McDonald's and try one of their $2 tasty specials, the Jalapeno Burger or Triple Cheeseburger. McDonald's is a proud supporter of Avon and Brownsburg athletics and is proud to host the McDonald's Hendricks County Sports Show, taped Wednesday nights on location and aired Friday nights before football on XRBradio.com And NXRB 1610 AM, McDonald's has 2 locations in Brownsburg and Avon. In Brownsburg, they're located at the corner of Main and Odell next to Marsh, and just off Green Street next to Interstate 74. In Avon, you can find them at the corner of 267 and 36 next to Kroger, on Rockville Road next to Meyer. Stop in either Brownsburg or Avon McDonald's for their $2 tasty specials, the jalapeno burger or triple cheeseburger today.
We love McDonald's. JP does a great job as host. Chris with his wonderful contribution to that program as well. Always a good listen to the McDonald's Hendricks County Sports Show.
Yeah, this past week we had a good show. We had a couple different sports. Karen Starkey, a longtime tennis coach here at Brownsburg, was joined by Mr. Scott Frost, the boys soccer coach. A lot of Brownsburg sports action tomorrow. Tennis in action. Volleyball, I know, has a big meet over at Brebeuf. There's a lot of sports action going on tomorrow, too.
Girls soccer, 10 a.m. makeup against Avon, and that's a home game.
Brownsburg versus Avon tomorrow.
Pepio under center for the Shamrocks. The handoff goes to the running back, number 23, Brandon Karsnick. He gets a short gain across the line of scrimmage. He's down to about the 10-yard line. They're going to call it the 11, which will should bring up 3rd down and 2.
Storm Garnett, a good tackle there, number 44 for Brownsburg.
They're going to call it 3rd and 3 for the Shamrocks. Ball's at the 6-yard line of the Bulldogs.
Must stop here for Brownsburg. Must stop.
Yeah, you might as well jailbreak if you're defense here because you can't let them score.
No, they have to stop them on this play.
Play clock down to 7, 6-5. Pepio takes a snap under center. He's going to throw a fade pattern to the far side of the end zone, and it is caught for the touchdown.
Wow.
Nice catch in the corner of the end zone.
Yeah, they had a one-on-one matchup with a much bigger and taller receiver over Brad Geilinger. We love Brad, but he was not able to defend the much taller and bigger Westfield defender.
So Lot Balayan with the catch, his second touchdown of the game.
Touchdown.
Oh, boy. Shamrocks. They lead it 27-0. The extra point is coming. And on to kick for the Shamrocks is number 9, Nick Dowd. Snap is there. It is down, almost blocked, and it is up, and it is good. And with the extra point, the Westfield Shamrocks lead the Brownsburg Bulldogs 28-0. Here in the opening moments of the fourth quarter, 11:15 left to play. We'll keep it right here for just a moment. The Bulldogs absolutely unable to get moving on offense, whether the passing game or the running game. The star running back, Tokes Akinrabadi, has been held in check for the most part. He's had one pretty impressive run and another run of probably about 13 or 14 yards. Other than that, things have come in. Real estate has been at a hot commodity for the Bulldogs.
Yep, and I hate to say it, that's going to send some of this big homecoming crowd to the exit.
Reminder, everybody, next week, Weimer's apparently leaving us for something. I don't know, but we'll be at Zionsville. Chris and I will have the call of that one. And
then I will be back.
Someday.
I'll be back for the Hamilton Southeastern game.
Yes, our season closer. So I will do my best to fill Troy's very large shoes. You're quite the announcer, Troy.
Well, I just hope you have more to talk about than I have tonight. So
you do a great job. You should have been a broadcaster.
Well, I'm not sure how well that would affect.
I feel like they could remake that Mr. Destiny movie with you as a broadcaster.
I appreciate it.
Mr. Mike Kendall in attendance at the game tonight. I hope he's not heading for the exits, but he might be for too long.
We forced him to stay and help pack up the gear.
That ball is across the goal line. It'll be a touchback, and the Bulldogs will take over 1st and 10 at their own 20. 28-0, 11:15 left to play in the fourth quarter. You're listening to Brownsburg Bulldogs football, XRBradio.com, and 1610 AM Radio Brownsburg.
Need a U-Haul? Think of Northfield Self-Storage. Need a storage unit? Think of Northfield Self-Storage. Need packing supplies? Come see Northfield Self-Storage at 1530 West Northfield Road in Brownsburg. Wrapping paper, boxes, mattress, bags, tape, rope, dish protectors, just to name a few. Several different size storage units and U-Haul trucks will help you get things moved. Open 7 days a week just south of the Lowe's in Brownsburg. We are Northfield Self-Storage.
That handoff goes to Akinrabadi, who is tripped up at the line of scrimmage but dives forward for a gain of about 4. They're going to call it a gain of 3 on the play. And is that Tokes that's hurt?
No.
Might be Big Bryce Toll. I can't see it too good. You know, I was just thinking about Tokes. I wonder if he has 100 yards. That may be Tokes on the ground.
That is Tokes. No, it's not. Tokes is up. Number 24, Akinrabadi's walking towards us.
I wonder. I think he has 100 yards.
High school football does not afford us the option of stat tracker to be in front of us like the mainstream high-level college and professional broadcasters.
I think that's big Bryce Toll, and that'd be a shame if he's injured badly. You know, he plays both ways. He's a senior, a valuable player here for this Bulldogs. Bryce Toll. I'm still trying to confirm that.
So Pike is on the comeback trail at Warren Central. They've recovered a fumble, and one play later, Curtis Collins takes it in for an 11-yard touchdown. Warren Central 21, Pike 14 now.
We got to get an Avon update.
8:42 left to go in the third quarter there. We'll be checking on the Avon score as we speak.
It is Bryce Toll. He's being he's got his arms around the shoulder of Chris Kaufman, one of the training staff, and somebody else, and they're going to have to help him off. He's some kind of leg injury. I hate to see that. All his teammates on the sideline standing and
Fishers
looking.
has converted a big fourth down, and Eaton hits Stephen Foster for a 15-yard touchdown, but the point after is no good. Avon 36, Fishers 20.
Ooh.
9:06 left to go in that game.
If Orioles can hold on there.
Westfield will come to the line, or I'm sorry, the Bulldogs will come to the line. Hunter Johnson will be out of the shotgun. Akmarbadi is the lone back. Two wide receiver are set to the near side, two to the far.
Need to score. Don't want to get shut out at homecoming.
Johnson will throw it. It is complete to Devontae Allen on the near side of the field. He dives forward to the 30, where he is brought down.
There we got your man Devontae involved,
There he
Troy.
is.
You know, it seemed like for a long time, homecoming's always luck of the draw. You always want to have your not-so-good opponent on homecoming. Yeah. And for years, didn't we have Harrison on homecoming? I think we had Noblesville for a while when they were down. So Brownsburg had really good luck on homecoming.
I don't know who picks the Indiana Hoosiers homecoming opponent, but they played Michigan State the last couple of years and this year as well.
Wow.
Handoff goes to Tokes. He dives forward across the 30, and Akmarbadi down to the 31. That's enough for that'll bring up 2nd and 9. $28-0. The Shamrocks lead it. Johnson will come in out of the shotgun. Three wide receivers to the far side, one to the near. Akmarbadi is the lone back. 10:08 left to go in the game. Bulldogs need to score fast. Complete to Tyler Kurtz on the near side.
Running kind of a hurry-up 2-minute style offense to get this ball down the field. Kurtz caught the ball and immediately stepped out of bounds. Trying to conserve that clock. They got to get down here and score.
Can anybody confirm that the NHL season is beginning tonight? Yeah. Is that correct?
I can't. No. Still preseason.
Oh, still preseason. Okay.
About another 3 weeks. You may see some scores go up, but no, just a little bit to go.
Worley is a huge St. Louis Blues fan.
Right.
Yes, he is.
So I will keep track of that.
Johnson out of the shotgun, going to throw it downfield for Kurtz. It's completed the 40, to the 30, 20, 10, 5, touchdown Bulldogs.
Tyler Kurtz.
9:53 mark in the fourth quarter. The Bulldogs strike for the first time. They trail 28-6 with the extra point coming. A beautiful fade down the near sideline from Hunter Johnson to Tyler Kurtz.
Boy, nice play, and then Tyler showed his speed. You know, he's a 4x4 track state champion. He was on a relay team that won the state championship, and Tyler caught that ball, and he was gone. Tyler Kurtz now his 5th touchdown catch.
Jose Hacker on for the extra point. It is down, the kick is up, and it is good. And with the extra point, at the 9:53 mark left to go in the fourth quarter, and in the game, the Westfield Shamrocks lead the Brownsburg Bulldogs 28-7. You're listening to Bulldogs football on XRBRadio.com and 1610 AM Radio Brownsburg.
When plumbing problems arise, do you want a plumbing company with an impressive truck or fancy jingles? Of course not. You want your problem solved quickly and at an affordable price. At Westside Plumbing, we understand you want a plumber who is honest, respectful, and knows how to fix the problem. Westside Plumbing provides fast, professional plumbing service 7 days a week. When you invite Westside Plumbing into your home, be assured they'll be knowledgeable, timely, and will give your home the respect it deserves. Honesty, integrity, and respect, that's what you get when you call Westside Plumbing at 445-8399. That's 445-8399. Westside Plumbing, serving Brownsburg and all of Hendricks County.
Well, the Bulldogs mix it up a little bit, and they score a touchdown. A nice fade pattern down the near sideline Tyler Kurtz outrunning the defender. A nice pass there by Hunter Johnson for the touchdown.
That was his best pass.
Tyler Kurtz uses that speed after the catch.
I have counted only 3 completions for Hunter in the second half, and maybe one off there, but that was a beauty. Glad Tyler got in. Glad Brownsburg got a score here.
On that American League scoreboard, the Twins lead the Tigers 7-3 in the 6th. The Royals lead the White Sox in the 4th inning 3-0. And the Oakland Athletics lead the Rangers 3-1. That game is in the 4th. So over there in the American League, everybody's kind of jumbled up at the top. 2 games left to play, including tonight. The Bulldogs here, they trail at 28-7. And a little pooch kick. They're going to try and outrun this and get it. It's going to be close, and it is out of bounds. And the Bulldogs have the football.
They do.
Bulldogs have the football. At the 30-yard line of the Shamrocks, a beautiful, not really an onside kick.
Like you call it a pooch kick.
Pooch kick. He kicked it to empty space, and a beautiful job there by Jose Hacker and the Bulldogs with a score right back in this thing.
They practiced that and did a good job. That was just popped it up there. Westfield defender unable to come up with it, scoop it up, and boy, Brownsburg defense really hustling down there on this near sideline, able to recover. The Brownsburg sideline excited. Kids still giving a great effort in this homecoming game. And
Coach Comer is out talking to the official about something. We're not sure what it is. And I'm not sure what the controversy is here. His team came up with it. And they're going to say that he's asking for a penalty, I think, for an illegal attempted forward pass or something by Westfield, by the hand motions. I can't really make it out.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
He is on the field, though, and they would like him to go back to the sidelines.
Coach Comer battling for every advantage he can get, down 28-7 now here in the
Johnson
fourth quarter.
out of the shotgun. He's going to throw it across the middle and complete it to the 20. And pressing forward to the 15-yard line, where he's brought down is number 80, Cameron Davis.
Boy, big Cam Davis, a nice catch in traffic, and he had Westfield defenders draped on him after that, but still able to get yards after the catch as he powered his way ahead, gained some more yards. Good pass, good play. Hunter now, 2 passes in a row complete.
1st and 10 for the Bulldogs. 9:44 the clock running. 9:36 left to play. 1st and 10 at the 11-yard line. Johnson with the snap. He's going to throw it. It's almost picked off, but it's over his head and complete. It's close to the end zone, but he's brought down. That's number 7, Clint Fink. He's down to about the 2-yard line. 1st and goal for the Bulldogs.
You know, you're right, Troy. That was close, but I think that was a good ball. That was just over the outstretched hands of the Westfield defender. Clint Fink able to bring that in and get good yards after the catch. 2 good pass plays right now for Brownsburg. Has them set up inside the 4-yard line.
Taylor Hunter Johnson floated that football over the defender's head to Clint Fink, and he almost got in for the touchdown. So Akron Rabati is the lone back. 1 wide receiver set, and that's Kurtz to the near side.
Getting in the end zone here.
Takes the snap. Akron Rabati's going to run it. He's going to kick outside
and
dive in for the touchdown.
Good run by Tokes there. Powered his way.
Quick unanswered points by the Bulldogs. And it's a 28-13 game in the 4th quarter.
Right back in it now. Really, there's still plenty of time left, 9 minutes. But Tokes, he stopped initially, bounced it to the outside, and got in the end zone for a Bulldog TD.
28-13, the extra point coming. That's Akron Rabati's first touchdown of the game.
Yep. Well, they needed that, Troy, right back in this game, really. Now, let's see. I don't know if you want a pooch kick or something on this next kickoff. You may try something special then, too.
Hacker will go and a little offset. They're going to be offsides. Westfield is offsides on the extra point try, so they'll move it forward a little bit.
That score came after that pooch kick recovery, so let's see what they can do here.
You know, you go back to is a great pass, a nice catch by Tyler Kurtz, and a nice run by Akron Rabati, but none of that happens if Jose Hacker doesn't do an excellent job of kicking the ball over the front line of the Westfield Shamrocks on the kickoff.
Yep, very good. He needs to make this extra point here.
Here's the snap. It is down. The kick is up, and it is good. 28-14, and the crowd is right back in it. 4,000 and plus on hand for homecoming tonight in Brownsburg. 9:01 left to go in the 4th quarter. The Bulldogs trail 28-14. 14 unanswered points for the Bulldogs on 2 nice offensive drives by Hunter Johnson, Tokes Akron Rabati, Tyler Kurtz, and company. You're listening to Brownsburg Bulldogs homecoming football on XRBRadio.com and 1610 AM Radio Brownsburg.
Panuni's Pizza and Wings in Brownsburg has something for everybody. and you don't even have to leave home. Call 286-3500 for free delivery to Pittsboro, Claremont, North Avon, and all of Brownsburg. Specialty pizza, calzones, breadsticks, and cheese bread, all made in-house with Panuni's own hand-tossed dough, not to mention Panuni's jumbo wings. Tell them you heard it from XRB and get 10% off your order. Check out their Facebook page for specials. They're open Sunday through Thursday, 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. Friday and Saturday open till 11 p.m. Locally owned Panuni's Pizza and Wings on 1447 East Main in Brownsburg. Well, we got a ball game. You got any Avon updates for us?
Well, I was just looking for
All right.
that, and let's see.
You haven't given me a Cardinal score either.
I have not. You are right. I have not.
Mike Kendall taking over on camera, doing a good job here. Okay, says so. Mike's got a lot of golf to watch this weekend, Ryder Cup. He's got a lot of baseball to watch, too.
Great sports weekend, really.
Michelle Meadows-Worley going to try and get caught up on that Ryder's Cup golf, she has told me. She's got to watch
Cardinals
that.
and the Diamondbacks don't no first pitch till 9:40.
That's right. Yeah, they're at Arizona. I'm sorry.
Playing way out west at used to be called Bank One Ballpark. I think it's called Chase Field now. I'm not
All right,
sure.
let's see if Brownsburg does anything special. I wouldn't mind seeing that pooch kick again, but I'm sure Westfield ready this time.
Here we go. Hacker's going to kick. It's a real onside kick, and it's not going to go 10 yards.
No.
It didn't go 10 yards, so it's going to be a procedure penalty.
Good call. Tried it.
Well, here's the question. Is the ball going to be...
I think Westfield takes over
they
right
take
there.
possession there? There's no
Yeah.
procedure penalty? Okay,
No.
no procedure penalty.
Yeah, I think Westfield takes over right there.
I'll tell you what, it almost went 10 yards. It
Yeah,
went
it ended up.
9.5 yards.
Right.
And
We see Brownsburg assistant coach Eric Mattingly, who's also the head baseball coach. He's down there on the football sidelines in his purple gear. He hasn't given up. He's going along, exhorting the kids to let's stay in this game, be tough. Brownsburg defense needs a 3 and out. This is a big stand for them right here in this game.
here we go. Taking over at the Brownsburg 49. Pepio takes the snap. The handoff goes to Caldwell. Caldwell dives forward and continues to run hard for the Shamrocks, and he is a gain of 9 on the play, down to the 41-yard line of the Bulldogs, brings up 2nd and 1. They'll call it 2nd and 2. First down marker just past the 40.
Connor Nichols on that tackle for Brownsburg, seeing some action here in the fourth quarter. 2nd and 1. Brownsburg has tried to rotate a few defenders in and out of here, as Rob noticed, too, that the Brownsburg defenders were tired.
They are going to call it 2nd and 1. 2nd and 1. Caldwell gets the football again. He's hit the line of scrimmage. He dives forward, bounces off the defender, has the first down.
Wow.
Driving forward. He's carrying
my.
a crowd of defenders all the way to the 30-yard line.
Boy, is he strong. He was met just after like a 1-yard gain by 2 or 3 guys. Then after another 2 yards, he was met by another 4 guys, and he plowed them all back for about a 15-yard gain.
Going to be down. They're going to call him down to 31, but it's enough for a first down. First down and 10 from the Bulldogs, 31 for the Shamrocks. 8:13, the clock running. They lead it by 14, 28-14.
Elvin Caldwell with the best exhibition of power running we've seen in the conference this year. Maurice Campbell, the best exhibition of overall running. Tokes, though, I'd take him overall, but boy, he struggled tonight against this good Westfield defense.
Pepio out of the shotgun. Caldwell, the lone back, still in the game. Takes the handoff again. A huge hole across the 20, to the 10, to the 5, and here's a touchdown.
That's a killer.
Thought he might have got him down at the goal line or the 1. He did not. But Caldwell breaks through the line of scrimmage. He had a huge hole there made by his offensive line. Accelerates with that speed, those strong legs, running downhill the whole way.
Yep, his 3rd touchdown of the game, Troy.
And that's a dagger for the Shamrocks.
Wow, right after Brownsburg came back and got in it. Boy, you hand it to him. They ran 3 running plays on that drive, and that's all they needed to get down and get in the end zone.
34-14, 20-point lead. The extra point coming. Looks to make it 21 for Westfield.
Elvin Caldwell.
Nick Dowd, the extra point. It is up, and it is good. So Dowd has been perfect on extra points. He does have a missed 30-yard field goal. So 7:47 left to play in the fourth quarter. The Bulldogs trail 35-14. You're listening to Hoosier Crossroads Conference Football at xrbradio.com and radiobrownsburg.com, 1610 a.m.
Hendricks Regional Health invites you to get back to what you love. Attend their next Joint Pain Talk Thursday, October 9th, with orthopedic surgeons Kyle Ritter and Chad Waits. Register at hendricks.org/talks. You know, try to tell you, with that size and strength, He's not a tall back, but boy, I imagine there's a lot of nice programs around the Midwest he could fit into if he doesn't go to a big one. Miami of Ohio, Western Kentucky, a good MAC school, Toledo, I'm sure with their power attack, they'd love to have that kid. Elvin Caldwell of Westfield putting on a power running demonstration here tonight. He has 3 touchdowns now as Westfield leads 35-14. We're looking for an Avon score.
Well, here we go. The Fishers Tigers have scored on a 50-yard hook and ladder play from Rogers to Campbell. A huge 2-point conversion upcoming with 1:15 left in the game.
Wow.
We'll see where that stands.
Poor Brian. I hope he's all right.
So the 2-point conversion is a shovel pass that's broken up. And Fishers now trails 36-26 with 1:15 left to play. The onside kick by Fishers has failed. And Stojatovic recovers for Avon. They will take over at their own 46, 1:12 left to play in that game.
Holy cow.
They lead it by 16. Kickoff goes into the end zone. It is fielded there, and it will be a touchback for the Bulldogs. They'll take over 1st and 10 at their own 20.
Nick Dowd, their kicker, has consistently put that ball in the end zone all night, Troy. Well,
the Bulldogs made a great effort there. We had some really exciting moments in the fourth quarter as they scored 14 points very quickly.
Well, let's use this good passing game. Now, not much time has elapsed. There's still 7:47 left.
It's got to be a quick strike for the Bulldogs.
Let's get the ball down the field in the passing game. They got 4 wideouts.
4 wideouts in there, 1 lone back. That's Ackerman-Body, and Johnson's going to pass. He throws it across the middle. It's right through Devontae Allen's arms.
Wow.
He was in stride, number 21, Devontae Allen. And he is fast and took his eye off of it. He was across the middle a little bit. I got to tell you, if he catches that, he might go.
Yeah, Hunter, 50% passing. I think we had him in the first half there. He's struggling tonight. This is his first poor game from a percentage completion standpoint. But, boy, that looked like a beautiful ball there. And Devontae just couldn't haul it in.
Avon holds on to that 10-point lead, 36-26, 1:15 to play down there in Avon. Johnson out of the shotgun. I remember to call timeout. Oh, and there's a flag. Well, it looks like
I saw him motioning for the timeout. They're
going to give him the timeout. They're going to pick the flag up. So no delay of a game penalty against the Bulldogs. They have it 2nd and 10 from their own 20. They trail 35-14. 7:42 left to play.
We want to thank everybody for listening to Brownsburg Varsity Football tonight on XRBRadio.com and XRB Radio 1610 AM. Tonight's broadcast has been brought to you by our fine sponsors, McDonald's, Nelson Jewelers, Northfield Self-Storage, Panuni's, Pete Fayer, State Farm Agent, the Payroll Department, Westside Plumbing, and Ivy Tech, and also Hendricks Regional Health.
I want to remind everybody that next week, Friday, October the 3rd, Avon's at Westfield at 7 p.m., Brownsburg at Zionsville at 7, Hamilton Southeastern at Noblesville at 7:30. Indianapolis Tech is at Fishers in an out-of-conference game at 7 p.m. And just remind everybody, Indiana High School Athletics, a great way to come out and enjoy a great sporting event at some really great facilities in the Hoosier Crossroads Conference. $5 to get in. A hot dog's usually $1 or $1.50 or $2. Well worth your time. And like a packed house, well over 4,000 on hand tonight. Johnson out of the shotgun, 2nd and 10. Throws it, and it is incomplete. The ball bounces on the turf. The pass may have been intended for number 80, Cameron Davis. It was thrown short. Yep. Brings up 3rd and 10 for the Bulldogs.
Misfire by Hunter. And also, Troy, when you come out here and see the big-time schools like this, you're seeing the stars of the future. These kids are going to go on, a lot of them play college ball. You may be seeing them on a campus near you soon.
Barring a real fall-off in his career or God forbid, an injury, Tokes Ackerman-Body will be playing Division I football somewhere.
Yep.
Hunter Johnson rolling to his right. He's under pressure, and he's sacked. Brought down at the 10-yard line. That's a 10-yard loss and brings up 4th and 20 for the Bulldogs.
Boy, nobody had number 25. Stan Mattingly's played a good game for Westfield. Blocked, came untouched on Hunter's blind side, got him from behind.
By virtue of field position, if they've got a punt, and they are, the punting unit comes on the field. So the only hope for the Bulldogs is a punt, a turnover, or a 4-and-out, or 3-and-out by the Westfield Shamrocks. They trail at 35-14, 7 minutes left to go here in the fourth quarter.
Player punting from his own end zone. This would be his 8th punt of the night.
Kobe Hauser at midfield. He's on the logo, and it will bounce, and he will not touch it. The Bulldogs will down it at their own 40, so it's a 40-yard kick for the Bulldogs out of their own end zone. And that's where the Shamrocks will take over. 35-14, they lead it.
Mr. Rob Kendall back, everybody. Well, been a tough night here on homecoming for the Bulldogs.
Dad did a nice job running the camera there.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Always does. Always.
Remember those times, Weimer, we stuck him up in the stands at Hamilton Southeastern?
Yes. Yeah. And we had to do the Hamilton Southeastern Avon basketball game.
That's right. We had
taped off an area for us. I'm like, what are we doing here? We should be on the court at the table. You know what I mean?
And the best part was people kept walking through our taped-off area.
The handoff goes to Karsnick. Brandon Karsnick gets a short gain of about 2 yards. It'll bring up second down and 8 for the Shamrocks.
We literally have so little respect for you. We're going to purposely walk through your tape.
It's a great basketball game, though. I mean, that was the Gary Harris and Zach Irvin-led HSE Royals against a really good Avon team. Gary Harris, of course, has gone on and played at Michigan State and is now in the NBA. Zach Irvin now a sophomore with his sophomore upcoming season at Michigan. Pepio takes the snap. The handoff goes again to number 23, Karsnick. He slips at about the 39 where he's brought down. I'm sorry, the 36-yard line where he's brought down. That brings up third and about 6. 3rd and 7 for the Shamrocks. You know, the clock's still running under 6 minutes now, 5:45. You got to have a stop here. I'm surprised Brownsburg hasn't taken a timeout, honestly.
They have 2 timeouts left. Westfield
2
3.
left. Yeah, I thought they had 3. That makes a little more sense. 10 seconds on the play clock. Pepio takes the snap, gives it off to Karsnick again, and he is dropped short of the first down. It's just a gain of about 2. So Westfield will be punting.
Well, it was a great night here for 2 of Brownsburg's students. We had our homecoming king and queen announced. The king was Mr. Mac Deaton. Queen, Lauren Stout. A big night for those 2.
Sean comes the punting team taking their time. 17, 16, 15 on the play clock. Back to receive the kick for the Bulldogs is Brad Gullinger. He's going to stand at his own 10. There's the snap, and the kick is a high kick, and it will bounce at the 10-yard line and be down there. Takes a Westfield bounce. That's where the Bulldogs will take over.
Good job by the Westfield punter there.
One more shot here. You trail by 21. You got about 5.5 minutes. You need a quick strike, and then get real creative on special teams is your only chance. Homecoming again tonight, as Chris has said, and a homecoming for Rob Kendall, our third man in the booth, our producer, director, technical specialist.
Rob, a Brownsburg grad.
Class of 2002.
Class of 2002, barely. Barely, but proudly the class of 2002 for Rob.
That song, The Long and Winding Road, was actually written about my high school career.
I'm sure your dad can attest to that. He's here in the booth with us. Johnson takes the snap, and Akram Rabati's dropped for another loss, and he continues to rack up some negative yarders, but at the end of the day, he's got nowhere to go. The defensive line for the Shamrocks is across the line of scrimmage quickly, has been all night.
I was just going to say, 90% of my teenage year conversations with my father began with my father saying, I love you, son, but.
However.
That, and as I said a couple weeks ago, my dad's favorite phrase was that seems like a bad idea.
What are you thinking? Johnson out of the shotgun. Akram Rabati is the lone back. And timeout West. Let's see, we have an equipment issue maybe.
I don't know what we got. Hunter Johnson asking, hey, it's something with the time clock.
Okay, the clock is out of whack. And it's now they're going to call an official timeout for the Bulldogs. Hunter Johnson talking to the official, trying to figure out what the issue was.
Yeah, Hunter talking to that official there. Hunter, the coaches want him to take a more active role, a leadership role, and that's difficult for him to do. He's just a sophomore. There's seniors on this team that can do that, but of course he's your quarterback and he's your leader, so they want him to be more vocal and be more of a leader on this team, and he's developing that. I'm not sure what we're doing. I'm glad we don't have replay in high school football, but this is what it looks like right now. Officials conferencing, trying to decide what's up here. I think that was some kind of clock issue.
Cliff Thomas scores on a 3-yard run for Warren Central. They now lead Pike 34-14. 8:55 left to play in the fourth quarter there.
Is Avon a final?
It almost is. Roncalli has defeated Brebeuf 21-17.
Ooh, big loss for Brebeuf.
Hamilton Southeastern 35, Zionsville 14. That game is a final.
Oh, Southeastern got a win.
Number 14, Avon in 6A football 36. Number 6, 6A Fishers 26. That game is a final. The Orioles win by 10. A big win for Avon.
Mark Bless, he's got to be happy. That's a big win for Avon.
Johnson out of the shotgun. He's going to try and run. He's got some real estate
Get up, Hunter.
Across the 10, across the 20, and he is brought down at the 25-yard line, and a first down for the Bulldogs.
That may be his biggest running play of the year. Showed some speed there. Good run, Hunter.
Ben Davis has routed Lawrence North 55-6. The Giants are ranked 4th in 6A. They're now 5-1, 3-1 and 3-1 in the conference. Lawrence North is now 1-5 and 1-3.
Now, right there was a good example. I realize Westfield's in a little bit of improvement, but they got Johnson out to the outside there, and they were able to get big yardage. And I just think that is, especially as teams key in on Akin Rabadi, they're going to have to expand the field horizontally.
Johnson out of the shotgun. Akin Rabadi is the lone back. Johnson's going to throw it downfield. It is a bad pattern run or some miscommunication again, and we've seen that a few times tonight. The pass was intended for Vincent Lisman. He wasn't really even defended on the play, but it fell behind him with his back turned to the football by about 5 yards.
Yeah, it's a tough night for Hunter. His toughest night so far in this second half. I have him with just 4, maybe 5 completions out of 15, 20 attempts.
Center Grove defeats Lawrence Central 49-31 to improve to 3-3 overall and 2-3 in the MIC. LC is now 2-4 and 2-2 in the conference. Speedway has defeated Cascade 34-19. There's 5 minutes left to go in the contest.
Did you ever see a Tri-West score?
I have not seen a Tri-West score.
4-1 Tri-West.
Johnson looking, scrambles away from a
Job,
defender,
Hunter.
puts the ball back down. He's going to run. He's pushed out of bounds at the 30-yard line for a gain of 5 on the play.
Made something out of nothing. Looked like he was going to get sacked, got out of it, and made positive yardage with a good run.
3:17 left to play. That's going to be 3rd down and 5. The Bulldogs trail 35-14.
Still quite a bit of fans here left in the stands. They want to see the end of the night here at homecoming. Beautiful night for football, regardless of the final result.
Danville defeats Lebanon 31-24. Danville improves to 2-4 and 2-2 overall and in the conference. Carmel shuts out North Central 56-0. The Greyhounds number 1 in the state in 6A. They're 6-0 and 4-0 respectively. That pass is complete to Kurtz.
Good
at the
catch,
35.
Ty.
He's going to make a little move and try and get out of bounds, and he does.
Good job, Ty. Boy, he wanted to get out of bounds after that reception badly, and he made it happen.
That's
but a good
enough
catch.
for the first down for the Bulldogs.
Well, I can't tell you how big that Avon win is over Fishers. You know, Avon lost, of course, here against Brownsburg, and they were kind of down after that. So now they've come back strong here, and I think that's 2 wins in a row for them. We will be at Avon next week for the McDonald's Hendricks County Sports Show, and we will talk to Coach Mark Bless about that big win over the Fishers Tigers.
Pass complete to Devontae Allen across the 40 to the 45 where he's brought down. Tri-West football defeats Frankfort tonight 61-7.
Wow, thank you very much. Jake Hendershot, I'm sure a big night at quarterback.
The Bruins take the hot dogs to the woodshed.
Good one, Troy. Tri-West 5-1. Love Jake Hendershot. I think he's the best quarterback in Hendricks County.
Trying to look for some notes on him. Johnson out of the shotgun, throws to the far side of the field. It is complete over there to Vincent Lisman, and no flag. He is rocked out of bounds.
Okay.
That's a pretty good call. He didn't have his hand inside the shoulder pads. I mean, he got him high, but that's a legal tackle. Good call. Good no call by the official there.
Rob, do you think in the NFL now we're seeing lots of penalties, of course, against defensive backs, against receivers? Have they gone too far with protecting those?
I think they went too far a long time ago. I think either you're going to accept football as a violent game or football's just not going to be football.
You know, what do you do? They got a flag coming from the deep official. Looked like he's going to call either holding against Westfield or pass interference. That pass is incomplete to the
He's going to call
far
pass
side of the field. It was intended for Cameron Davis.
I'm sorry. He's going to call pass interference against Devontae Allen of Brownsburg, I believe, is who he was looking at, he being the official.
Getting back to your comment, Chris, you want to
No, it is against Westfield.
You want to protect the defenseless receiver. I'm all for that, not hitting guys in the head. But the idea of using the crown of your helmet as a weapon or whatever, I mean, it's reached a point of ridiculous. And football is not changing for the better, and I think they're changing football to help a minority of people that are being vocal about what they don't like.
Yes, I agree.
1st and 10 from the Westfield 33. Should have been a free play. Westfield was offsides. Hunter Johnson's going to run it, and he gets it down to about the 26-yard line for a gain of about 6 on the play.
Yeah, and just to be clear on that last play, they did mark off a 15-yard penalty against Westfield, so that moved the chains 2:05. Brownsburg getting good practice in here in their 2-minute offense and looking good doing it.
Well, Pike is not dead. Beau Trudeau finds William for his second touchdown of the game, a 20-yard touchdown pass. Warren Central leads Pike 34-20, 7:24 left to play.
Brownsburg trying to score. Timeout, Westfield.
So Johnson brought the Bulldogs to the line. The Shamrocks will call timeout. And 2:05 left to play. 35-14. Westfield leads the Bulldogs. You're listening to Hoosier Crossroads Conference Football on XRBRadio.com. 1610 a.m. Radio Brownsburg.
If you're a business owner, with or without employees, you're probably wondering about your payroll. What about taxes, child support, auditing, Social Security? Well, it can be a bit overwhelming, but we've got the answer for you. The Payroll Department Incorporated. The Payroll Department Incorporated can help put your mind at ease where all these problems are concerned. Locally owned and operated for over 20 years. Call today at 852-2568 or stop by the Payroll Department Incorporated at 701 North Green Street in Brownsburg. And we do want to thank all our fine sponsors here tonight for bringing you this action. Tonight's broadcast has been brought to you by McDonald's, Nelson Jewelers, Northfield Self-Storage, Panuni's, Pete Fay, your State Farm agent, the Payroll Department, Westside Plumbing, Ivy Tech, and Hendricks Regional Health. A host of substitutions come in for Brownsburg on this play.
Johnson remains in the game at quarterback, as does Akram Rabadi as the running back. Johnson back to pass out of the shotgun, rolls to his right, throws a nice pass.
Yeah, good throw.
It's complete at the 20, about the 18-yard line. Enough for a first down, 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs.
4 completions in a row now on this drive. Hunter looking very good in this 2-minute offense. Threw on the run there, and he can do that. He's well capable and got the receiver for a Brownsburg first down.
Receiver got out of bounds. 2
Cam
minutes
Davis
left.
was the catcher.
Going to fade one to the Arizona Timber. Tyler Kurtz, and he can't get to it.
Boy, he had Westfield defenders closing fast on him, and the crowd kind of wants a penalty. Westfield defender will go over and say, I'm sorry, but couldn't come up with the ball there. Tyler Kurtz in the end zone.
Pass falls incomplete at the 1:55 mark left to go. 35-14.
I'd like to see Brownsburg score again. This has been a good drive.
It's a 21-point lead for the Shamrocks.
10 plays on this drive so far here.
2nd and 10 from the 18-yard line for the Bulldogs. Johnson out of the shotgun, under pressure. He's in trouble, and he throws a pass incomplete. And again, that's about the 3rd time that Vincent Lisman's been asking for that flag.
Yeah. Westfield defense had a blitz package on right there to try and put pressure on Hunter. They did. He stepped back from that pressure and just threw a low ball that nobody could get to. 3rd and 10. Just 1:51 on the clock.
15 on the play clock, 14. Johnson takes the snap, steps up in the pocket, throws it to strike. It is caught and getting around the
Good
far
run.
side to the 10 and knocked out of bounds there.
Tyler Kurtz.
It's Tyler Kurtz again.
Caught that ball over the middle, just off the left side, and then took off running. Tyler's doing a good job of getting out of bounds after the catch. Brownsburg Police Department on the duty down there at the big intersection, directing this big traffic flow out of the game.
I should have, started selling spots at Dad's place. I mean, that's easy access in and out. Low traffic.
Johnson out of the shotgun. 3 wide receiver set to the far side. He's got Devontae Allen open. He throws a pass complete at the 10. Allen cuts back, tries to get to the 5, or he's brought down. He's real close to the first down. I think he has it. 1:36, the clock running. It should be 1st and goal for the Bulldogs. We'll see if they move the chains.
Where Devontae caught that ball about the 7 or 8 yard line, and I thought he may get a step up on those Westfield defenders, but they closed quickly to make the tackle.
They will move the chains. First down and goal to goal for the Bulldogs.
6 pass completions now for Hunter on this drive, trying to get in the end zone.
Looking, fires it.
There's
Tyler
one.
Kurtz, touchdown.
Another TD for Tyler.
So Tyler Kurtz's second touchdown pass or catch of the game. And that makes it 35-20. 1:28 left to play. The extra point coming for the Bulldogs.
Hey, Troy, there was a good drive by Hunter Johnson. Executed that well, got his receivers well. Hunter looked good. That should give you some confidence as you go ahead. If you have to do a 2-minute offense, we know he can execute it now against a good defense.
Extra point coming. Jose Hacker in. The kicker. There's a snap. It is down. The kick is up, and it is good. At the 1:28 mark in the fourth quarter, 35-21. 21 points in the fourth quarter for the Bulldogs. Shamrocks lead it.
Yeah, that's a good point, Troy. Westfield scored a touchdown in each of the first 3 quarters, and it was 21-0 at the halftime. So Brownsburg came out. They did make some adjustments here. The passing offense got going a little bit late here, but they have scored 21 points here in the second half, in the fourth quarter.
You know, you think about some of the scores that we've seen come in, Avon with the win over Fishers tonight, and as we get into, sectional play and so forth, this thing's, I don't know if it's wide open, but there's a lot of people that could make some noise and during sectionals and
yeah. I'd like to
conference.
see, who'd you say Fishers plays next week?
Fishers
Are they home
plays
against
Tech,
right?
They host Tech up in Fishers.
So, boy, that was
How
a big
does
loss.
Fishers get Tech on their schedule?
Well, we're talking about the reduction in the size of the conference. We went to Franklin a few weeks ago, and
that's one of those 3 replacement games.
I mean, it's just an interesting matchup that you would not normally expect to see.
I would agree with that.
Well, we know we're going to see some kind of special kick here. I imagine an onside by Jose Hacker.
Jose Hacker has proven to be a kind of a kickoff specialist for the Bulldogs, not just a regular kicker. He
just missed that last onside kick by half yard.
Last onside kick. He's going to try it again.
There's a good one.
It's fielded nicely by the Shamrocks. That's number 30, Jackson Garrett on the hands team, special teams for Westfield. And that will pretty much do it. We are 1:28 left to play. The Bulldogs do have 2 timeouts. They trail by 21. See if the starters come back out on the field. It does not look like they will. Oh, yeah, I guess they will. Pepio is back in there. The running back, however, will be number 14, Julian Lytle, who we have not seen tonight.
Their big center, Ryan Pepe's had a good game, too.
And Lytle takes the snap, or takes the handoff from Pepe and falls forward for no gain.
Don't forget, if you've watched or listened to tonight's broadcast, you missed any of it, want to see it again, we'll have the archive up tomorrow. So go back and on audiosportsonline.com. You can check out the archive whenever you want.
Troy, you remember we called the big Ben Davis basketball game last year? Brownsburg got that last second. That is up over 800 hits now on YouTube. It's going to get 1,000 before too long. People are still watching it.
Too bad we can't sell royalties of that, right? No, that was a great basketball game.
Unforgettable.
We look forward to basketball season this year as well.
The man that made that layup at the last second to beat Ben Davis, of course, Darian Ringo, will be back. We've talked to him. He's worked some over the summer, of course, along with KJ Walton. Brownsburg, great regular season basketball last year at 18-2, and we expect more of that continue for Steve Lynch and his squad.
Steve Lynch, we always talk about the great intensity he brings to that program since he's been here. And KJ Walton and Darian Ringo both getting some college looks. They're playing some AAU ball, I believe, as well. And
they did.
It's a lot of off-season conditioning. Coach Cream was in to take a look at KJ Walton last year. The handoff goes to Lytle. He is a gain of 2 on the play, and that's going to do it, folks. Time expires. So at homecoming, the Westfield Shamrocks play spoiler. They come into BillEstes.com field at CF Roark Stadium here in Brownsburg and beat the Bulldogs 35-21. The Brownsburg with a lot of trouble getting that offense kind of rolling until the fourth quarter. The Shamrocks really dominated the line of scrimmage from the word go tonight, Chris.
Yeah, they really did. I think you summed it up well. That's a big win for Westfield, and that's going to be a hurt on Brownsburg. They're going to hurt after this one. That puts their record now at even at 3-3. Of course, they only won 3 games all last year. They've got 3 now. But this game next week is going to be a big one for Brownsburg as they will travel to Zionsville. And Zionsville a little down. They lost again tonight to Hamilton Southeastern. Let's see if the Bulldogs can regroup, get back, get on the road, get a win at Zionsville.
Well, thanks for joining us, everybody, tonight. All of our sponsors, we appreciate. We appreciate all of our listeners. Special thanks to Shane Ray. Rob Kendall, our producer, director, and technical specialist. This has been Brownsburg Bulldogs Football, xrbradio.com, and 1610 AM Radio Brownsburg. Good night.